Welcome, mortals! I have summoned you once again for another episode of High Rollers D&D. It is I, your great overlord, Mark Sherlock Holmes. Hi, everybody. We're here for another fun episode of D&D. Got a little chuckle out my little boy Tom over there.
Yeah, I'm a laughing lad.
He's a laughing lad. We are joined by... Pew, pew, pew. We've got Rhiannon, we've got Chris Trott, we've got Kim.
Hey.
And on the other side, we've got Tom and we've got Katie.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hi.
Gonna rattle through a couple of quick things before we jump into today's session. Firstly, just a reminder about a bunch of merch that we currently have and a couple of little updates. We launched our Geeky Clean dice bath bombs recently. Yeah. They are currently out of stock, but new stock will hopefully be coming very, very soon.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
They just need dice to arrive. They ran out of dice.
They ran out of dice because you all bought them.
You bought them all.
So they will be coming back in stock, but if you try and buy them right now, don't be alarmed if you see out of stock. They will be getting some more in soon.
Huff my dice.
They will
Huff
also
it.
be at Comic-Con in May.
May, London Comic Con. You can go and meet the Geeky Clean team, and they are very lovely, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of lovely stuff to sell.
Really good.
To sell.
So don't eat it, Rhiannon.
So moving on, we currently also, don't forget, you can get our minis, which are available via Only Games. Thank you to the amazing team at My Mini Factory and DM Stash for involving it all. And I believe, Chris Trott, tell us about the D&D pack that's currently available.
Oh, that's right. If you are a My Mini Factory tribe member of DM Stash, that's
Join the
their
tribe!
monthly subscription. This latest month is all D&D themed, and it's adventure called 2, which is very exciting. Comes with a load of props and terrain stuff, as well as awesome minis sculpted like this. But you can also get our ones, of course, on onlygames.co. Thank you.
Join the tribe!
Tribe.
But yeah, lovely, lovely folks. I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of the My Mini Factory team at Empire LARP, which was really lovely, and they were very, very cool. So yeah, go and check that out. Get the minis available from Only Games, and check that out as well. Also, just a quick shout out is the last 4 days for the Wandering Tavern Kickstarter. You might have seen us advertising this on a past couple of episodes. The link should still be in chat. Go and check it out. Like I said, it's the last 4 days. If you use our affiliate code, it says that we've sent you there, and we get like a little small little thumbs up and some monies. So go and do that and check it out. It's very cool. It's a cool like floating kind of little setting, system agnostic. Floating tavern. System agnostic. Loads of cool stuff in there. Go and check that out. And then of course the very last thing, because I'm going to mention it every time.
Yeah.
September 17th. High Rollers live at the Adelphi Theatre.
It's
London.
It is happening. It's in London. I believe that we are now well over 50% of the seats, so they are running out. You want to get those good seats in. Maybe you've got a payday coming up. Maybe you've just been paid. Secure your seat. Get a good seat so you get the best view for the whole show.
It's on a treat.
Yeah, it's very, very fun. So go and check that out as well. We would love to see more and more people there. You know, I'm fingers crossed. If we can get 1,000 seats sold, I will be very, very happy.
That'd be awesome.
Can you imagine?
But yeah, can you imagine 1,000 people? Imagine hanging out.
Nerds.
1,000 people watching us live. Oh,
Could you imagine?
that'd be scary. I'd shit myself if that happened.
And if you want to make Tom shit himself, make sure you get a
Live at the Adelphi.
Live at the Adelphi. Buy your tickets
Sunday,
for High Rollers
Sunday.
Live. Sunday.
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday.
London.
Tuesday.
Very, very Homestar run on that. Tuesday. See Tom shit himself. Anyway.
What night are we?
What a professional bunch of people we are. Talking about Tom pooing himself in the first 10 minutes.
That's the after hours entertainment.
That's the after hours entertainment. VIP exclusive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't approve.
we are so professional and cool.
Yep.
But now it's
Cool is the
time
word.
for some D&D fun. Let's run that intro, Sam.
Yay.
Welcome back to Altheya the Dragon Empire. After the loss of Sister Ophelia de la Rosa, the remaining heroes sought to find answers and bring justice to the ones behind the demonic assassination attempt. In the process, revelations about Xantheus were brought to light, and he revealed to the party that buried in his chest, he carries a shard of crown steel, a dangerous and illegal metal. However, the curse that had been inflicted on Xantheus and Rowan a few days prior was growing worse, and fearful of losing more of their number, they sought out Sister Inquisitor Malady and Sister Inquisitor Benedicta to take up their offer in aid of removing the curse. Meanwhile, in the planar realm of the Greylands, Ophelia continued her quest to trek across the dust plains of the wasteland to a temple of the Grave Father, where she was told a chance to return to the living world awaited her. On the journey, she began to acquire new powers and met a nomadic mummy called Rahajan, the Merchant Prince of Nowhere, where she traded precious gasps of the Father's breath in exchange for supplies and a beautiful rapier that once belonged to a vampiric prince. Armed with more supplies, including a living flame that clung to her for survival, Ophelia climbed the mountains to reach the temple, fending off a giant undead vulture in the process. Now, the heroes gather in the run-down inn that they were gifted to perform the ritual to remove the curse of harrowing, as Ophelia arrives at the temple and her final test to return to the material plane. And that, my friends, is where we pick it back up this week. Daisy, Rowan, Xantheus, and Gruffith, along with Sister Inquisitor Malady and Sister Inquisitor Benedicta, you find yourselves in the common room of the Enticing Devil Inn, the inn that you were given by Duke Ignarius, the Draconic Lord of this area. And Malady has finished kind of making some initial preparations. You have watched her taking the pure fresh water that Gruff, I believe, you created with magic, and using that pure water and her own magic to bless 6 silver needles, which she has placed in a circle in the middle of the room, sort of dug them into the floorboards, basically, like, you know, positioned them, stuck them in, and is now sort of has asked Rowan and Xantheus to stand in the middle of it.
Rowan gets up off the bench that he thought was going to be where the curse was lifted. He assumed that he's just going to lie down.
Okay, nice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, yes, I'm afraid that we will need some room for this initial prospect. If the two of you could stand within the circle of
At the same time?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And you
Rowan
said,
opens his arms.
how big is the circle? Because I think last time Malady said that we would have to be like moving around quite a lot inside this thing.
It's large enough that it's probably about sort of like 20-foot radius, like in the room. So the needles have been spaced out around. So, you know, it's not a tight circle. It's quite a large area.
Okay, right in the center here?
Yes, anywhere within the circle.
I'm ready.
The process of this will require, and she will look towards Daisy and Gruffith, one of the two of you will need to read Sir Mortimer's poem, whilst I incant magic to withdraw the malignant energies that are currently within the two of them. Benedicta will provide me some support, as well as sound a bell, which is also something that the dead find, necrotic energy in the dead find somewhat compelling. The process of all of this is to use a sort of reminder of what it means to be dead, of the harrowing nature of death, to drive this malignant energy out of you.
Okay.
Okay.
You have the glass objects, the ones used to capture the energy.
You've got those.
I left them on the bench.
I'll go get them.
1 second.
Until it begins, you are free to move as you wish. If there are any other preparations you wish to make, I would make them now.
Can I cast spells?
Yes?
Well, I'm thinking if it takes its toll on you, I can heal.
It is, yes. I mean, if there should not be any difficulties. Once the malignant energy is released from you, it will simply be a matter of capturing it within the glass object or the crystal. The energy itself does not have any potency unless, it should not cause any harm. It is more that this is a very draining process for me. It uses a considerable amount of magical energy, and I find that difficult to replenish over time. That is all. She coughs. She wipes her. You can see that whenever Malady does cough, flecks of blood always come out, and she kind of wipes her sleeve over her mouth. Benedicta kind of puts her hand on her shoulder, kind of very reassuring but also protective, steadying her almost. Malady is sort of leaning on her cane that she carries.
While Malady's been explaining all of this, Gruff has been squinting at the poem, the piece of paper with the poem on it. He's been squinting, and while this is all going on, he kind of very, slowly reaches into his pouch and takes out a pair of incredibly battered spectacles. They don't fit him. They're quite small. One's got a crack in it. There's no arm, and he just very carefully tries to balance it on his nose.
Are they like a little pair of ponnays, the little glasses that balance?
And they're not fitted for him. I don't know, where's he got them from? I don't know. But
He's borrowed someone's favorite. Found them got them off a dead body in the ocean or something like that.
Wow, because
Yeah.
dark.
I need your glasses.
Have you ever seen Into the Eyes of a Man Who's Drowning?
Oh,
I'll have those. You don't need them anymore.
It's the only way you could see them.
Yeah. And she will look if Gruffith is to take on this task, then she will look over towards you, Daisy. I would suggest that you keep to the side, my dear. The malignant energy. Do not try and step in the circle once the ritual has begun.
Okay. I'm gonna sit cross-legged on top of the table.
Okay.
Oh, and for us, we shouldn't leave then the circle. Do not leave the circle.
No, you should. Once the ritual begins, you should remain inside of it as much as possible.
Okay. One glass orb thing each.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh.
One other thing. You mentioned that this inn has an unquiet spirit.
Yeah.
Yes. Though it is day, the spirit is still present in the space. They are weakened. The ritual, it will not do any harm to the spirit, I should make it clear, but the dead can find this ritual sometimes peaceful, but also sometimes it can be disturbing for them. If you have any... you seem to have struck an accord with this spirit, at least temporarily to leave you alone. Perhaps call upon that if you find them to be disturbed by this.
Should I warn her?
If you are capable of doing so, yes. It would be difficult to warn them, perhaps offer reassurance once the ritual has begun.
In which case, I might go up to the balcony level and just near Tyria's room, just in case she gets unsettled and I can shout in. And...
Benedicta will actually kind of, as you're going past, Benedicta will kind of stop you. And, Benedicta, always very friendly and smiley. Generally, when you've interacted with her, she's the more sort of affable and sort of charismatic one when not questioned on matters of faith. And she kind of stops you for a moment, Daisy, and with a very sincere look in her eyes, she will say, "Tell me, little one, you can speak with this spirit?"
Well, we've just been shouting to her.
It is sad to hear that one of the faithful of Altheya is trapped here. It is not a natural thing. They should be tethered by the arrows of Saint Altheya so they can move on to the next life. I am sad to hear that this one feels locked here.
Well, we're trying to find out what truly happened to her because we believe that actually it was a crime and it was covered up. So if we find that, then maybe we can release her. It's on our to-do list. It's definitely the whole curse, Ophelia, there's lots of things, but it's definitely up there on the list because we don't want her to suffer.
She just smiles at you and says, "You are doing the Scion's work. It is good to make sure that this spirit does not feel bound here. They should be born into their new life so that they can prove themselves worthy." And she's, and I mean, you guys can make insight checks if you want, but she seems very sincere when she says this, right? It's like somebody
You know
who's
what that
speaking from
means?
belief.
Starting a new life.
Yeah, I mean,
Being
so
worthy?
all of you are, well, with the exception of Ophelia, all of you are probably at some point taught the very basics of the religion of the Scions. And the idea is that when you die on Altheya, you are tethered here by one of the saint's arrows, and you are reborn into a new life. Like, you are reincarnated, your memories are wiped, and then you get to be born into a new life. And the Church of the Scions teaches that if you can prove that you are worthy, you ascend and you become a divine saint, like Dithea, like Typhine, like Saint Talan and some of the others. But what is the interesting thing, and this is more of an out-of-character thing, nobody really knows what worthy means. Like, the way that Gruff was taught what worthy means might be completely different to what maybe Xantheus was taught worthy means. But also, if you go to one temple, they might think that worthiness is about this, and another temple thinks that worthiness is about that. And it's not 100% clear because they base it on the actions of the saints who have come before.
Right.
But some of those saints, their points kind of overlap and they don't quite match up.
Do we know? We know of like Dithea and those divine. Do we know how many there actually are? Like,
Yeah.
Do we?
What's the success rate?
Yeah,
He's
like
trying to do the math.
Yeah. Well, if it's like
Generally,
this is worthiness, but no one is ever
Well,
deemed worthy.
no, it has happened. It generally needs to be big things, right? Or things that you build up over a lifetime. Like and sometimes there's even some that believe that worthiness kind of carries over. And so if you are really worthy in one life but not quite worthy enough, it saves up into your next life.
you can bank
And
it.
if you're unworthy, that's like a penalty. You have to make up for an unworthy past life by being more worthy. This being a religion, right? Like, out of character, nobody really knows. Like, this is all very doctrine and things like that. There are known 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 known saints, divine saints, that in the history of the Empire have ascended and become these powerful beings.
So if you become a divinity, you aren't necessarily one of these like saints. You could just be.
You would be a new saint.
Right. Okay.
You would become a new saint, basically.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just didn't know if there were anyone that was made divine and then was just like, cool, I'm going to peace out and just chill.
Well, maybe they have.
Okay.
Maybe they have. This is the whole thing of, like, this is what the Church of the Scions teaches.
Yeah. But it all sounds so beautiful.
Yeah. And so for, like, a loyal follower, and I think, I know that Gruff is very much, but for somebody like Benedicta, the idea of a ghost, that's actually quite a horrible thing because that's not meant to happen. They're meant to reincarnate and go on. Or they are somebody who has made a pact with a planar being or sold their soul and is taken to a different realm and they do not get reborn, basically. And very much like Ophelia and some of the other things, that's kind of the, people like the hatred for Caliphris is because they have clearly sold their soul to some other planar power, right? So they won't ever be reborn. They will be snatched up and turned into some servant of the the planes.
Which, out of character, we know happened with Dithea and Ophelia.
Yeah, because when Ophelia died, Dithea appeared, but
The
said you were
archer.
not.
Yeah. Saint Dithea was the archer who appeared and
pinged.
Yeah, basically.
She's like, bye.
Bye.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so Benedicta kind of has that little moment with you of like, and seems to be very genuinely concerned for this ghost who is trapped here, and just basically would say, if there is anything that you need, my sister or I, to help you move this poor woman on, ask it. It is in our nature to assist those who are stuck in between lives.
I think we just need to find out where her husband went, really. It's a case of tracking a person down.
Well, my sister is, if there is a matter of physically tracking them down, I can assist you. If there is the more intellectual matters, I leave to my sister. And she nods. And you see Malady kind of is smirking when she's saying all of this. Like, there's definitely a bit of a, well, I guess you could make insight checks if you want, but she smirks, basically, at that. But yeah, you make your way up, you get into position, and Malady will turn and say, well, if we are done with the conversation, are you ready?
Do we need to do anything else? Breathing technique? Or
I've got prepared some magical armor. I don't know if that will affect things.
should I play a song?
It should not be, there should not be any harm that comes to it.
Okay.
I would, if you can, try and remain calm, breathing slowly and steadily would be good.
In. out.
I was doing out first, and now I'm
Oh,
breathing
okay.
in
Now we need
twice.
to sync up. We need to sync up. I'll hold my breath for a second. In. No, wait, were you in again? Where are we?
He's not breathing at all. He's not breathing.
I'm very stressed.
Out, in, out.
As you begin to hyperventilate, Malady will gesture, and Benedicta begins to ring a bell, like a dong, dong. Malady begins an incantation, muttering arcane, strange language, draconic, mixture of common, maybe some other languages, that kind of... And you begin to see a sigil, all of those silver needles begin to become linked up by a sort of beam of light, and it begins to kind of construct a dome within the room itself. Almost this lattice of golden energy begins spilling out. And she holds her cane sort of in one hand, and then the other she has like gestured, and then she begins making these kind of arcane gestures, very Doctor Strange-esque. And then she will pause, look at you, Gruff, and nod to begin.
My dear Eliza lay soundly dead, lantern lit beside her bed. Darkness draws ere a night so ill, and shadows waver where aught be still.
As you do the first line, Tyrea begins to manifest, and she walks downstairs cautiously, floating but kind of approaching, not in pain, but you see a look of sadness in that one good eye that she has, and she's like drifting as if lured by the sound of speech and activity. And she looks to you, Daisy, and then begins looking down into the room.
I'll just say to her, I haven't cast anything because I'm not
Yeah.
going to when
Yeah?
these people are in the inn. I'll just say to her, they're trying to remove an effect that was on Rowan and Xantheus, but it won't take too long, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
And I just want to say to her, you can sit here with me if you would like.
You're not doing this psychically, this is just speaking out loud.
Just out loud.
Okay. Can you give me a persuasion check, Daisy?
18.
18. I'm going to have you pause in between each verse, by the way, Ken, so you know.
I'm just reading it.
18. Yeah, Tyrea just floats and, kind of sits, like you kind of weaving her legs through the banister, and just sits. And you see a little spectral kind of tear as the poem continues and the dolorous bells begin to sound. Xantheus and Rowan, you feel something in your chests, in your body, like an ice cold, starts in your feet and begins working its way up your body. And you look around the inn, and although it's bright day to everyone else, it seems to grow dark and dim, and you see things in the shadows. Rowan, you see that little girl with the bloody eyes just looking at you from the corner of the room. They're all going to die. Xantheus, you see yourself but distorted and twisted, now one enormous grotesque arm, your mouth hanging open, a fiery ichor drooling out of it, any sense of rationality gone. You are just a beast, rage and power incarnate. I am you. But these forms begin to flicker and grow dimmer as Gruff continues.
Beyond the glass of this homely grave, I spy a feathered and wicked knave. Yes. Begone, say I, my voice so craven. The corpse doth whisper, cometh the raven.
Tyrea, almost that form, she never really manifests during the day, but something that is happening here is causing her form to manifest. And you see that there is almost, she begins like looking around as if trying to find something. And a look of distress in that one good eye. And it's important to remember, like, Tyrea unfortunately still has that horrific scarred face. Like, it's really only like one eye and a bit of her mouth that is not ruined by these jagged knife marks. And she begins like looking around, almost as if trying to find something that you can't see, Daisy.
What do you need? Can I help you?
She almost looks past you and begins like kind of clutching her chest and like looking around. As she's doing that, Xantheus and Rowan, those images, those fearful images that you see, they begin to like almost stretch and pull and as if trying to break themselves apart. And as they do, like a part of that little girl's cheek pulls away and it almost forms like a howling face and it sucks back in. Xantheus, a part of your body kind of does the same thing, but it's like this twisted, anguish-looking face pulling itself free and it snaps back in. You begin to see lines of energy crossing across these manifestations, almost as if they are being pulled apart away. And you now see that there is a line of shadow that connects you from yourselves to them. And they become drawing closer within the circle. Malady, for a moment, she stops the incantation, just hacking, struggling. And as she does, that spell begins to break and waver and the images almost seem to like grow stronger again. But she slams her chest, steels herself, and then death, and begins focusing harder on the spell. Benedicta just puts one solid hand on her sister's shoulder and squeezes tight, but then continues to ring the bell, not withdrawn. Benedicta will say, like, finish, Griffith.
Aghast, my eyes look to dear Eliza, my bloody hands a dark reminder. As window breaks, I lose my haven. Fate doth call, cometh the raven.
That last line, you see Tyrea just kind of puts her hands in her face, like sobbing. You can't hear it, but you can see the act of sobbing, like clearly upset or disturbed by maybe the nature of the poem or whatever the sound of the bell. Those shadowy figures that Rowan and Xantheus you seem to be connected to finally break apart.
Oh.
And they become this kind of motes of green, purple, blue, necrotic energy that clearly have some sort of sentience or thinking nature to them, but they become like a mist. And you see Malady relaxes, the lattice work kind of recedes back down to just like a thin beam between the needles. The bell begins to soften, and Malady is like, you can begin, like gesturing for you to capture them.
Could everyone see those shadows, or was it just
Only the two
only I
of you.
could see?
Only you
my
can see
one?
yours, and only Rowan can
Right,
see
I see,
his,
okay.
and only hear them as well.
Yeah.
Rowan takes his hands away from his eyes. I imagine he would instinctively be like, no.
Yeah, I think I would have been like backing up almost to the wall of this circle at
think
this
like,
point
yeah,
as it was growing and things.
And yeah, he gets his glass
Okay.
object out.
All right, could you, the two of you, please make dexterity rolls for me? So just d20 plus dexterity.
Street decks.
Yeah. I also, at this point, I should tell you, the curse ends on the two of you. So your stats now return to their normal, and you may gain the benefit of a long rest as well.
Oh, okay. So my con
sleep
is
so
back
well.
to...
Yes.
Yeah. I had -2 on that.
And
con.
of course,
Fate,
before
yeah.
you roll, let's do fate because that might come into it as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's do fate roll here. Ophelia, if you could roll as well, because we're going to come to you in just a minute.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Daisy?
6.
A 6, that's one for you. The streak is broken.
Ooh, 3, that's one for
Oh,
you.
that's one for me. Thank you very much.
6.
6, that's one for you.
4.
That's one for you.
5.
That's one for you.
Oh, what'd you get?
Fate.
As I rolled over here, it was a 3.
A 3, so it's
one for me.
4 and 2 in our
4
favour.
and 2 in your favour.
To dex.
And so yeah, this is going to be a dex save. If you, it is an ability check, so if you would like to spend a point of fate, you may.
I
but just d20
would
plus
like
fate.
to spend, just because my dex
Yes.
is not incredible.
+0.
Yeah, would you like to do one as well?
Yes, please.
Yep, okay.
All right,
So now it is
We've got
4
2
to
left.
2 on the other side. So yeah, it's flipped around.
let's do it, gamer. Okay.
16.
16?
18.
18. The two of you begin to snatch up some of these fragments of the mist, right? You catch a couple of them, and then something seems to change. There is a crack-like sound that doesn't come from in this building, but almost in the air from like nearby. And that magic, the glass objects you're holding that you've just scooped some of that energy into, you watch as the ghostly energy inside grows and cracks and breaks free.
Oh.
And those fragments of the nightmare, of the curse of harrowing, they seem to swell and grow and sort of combine into a shape. And Malady begins, no, this is not right. Something is empowering the magic, the malignant energy. What is happening? And at that point, we cut to Ophelia.
You wanted a thunderstorm.
Ophelia.
Yellow.
After you have no idea how much time you have been traveling these wastes and these mountains. It feels like days, weeks perhaps to you. But eventually, defeating that giant bird, the living flame still surrounding you, the rapier that you bore in one hand, your tattered rags, almost more impoverished than when you first set out, torn and burnt and ripped. You make your way and you see it before you. The temple from the outside is not particularly glamorous. It is quite austere and barren. You make your way and carved into the very side of the tallest, largest mountain of these wastelands, you see a great plateau, as if a great hand sliced a part of the mountain away and left a great door remaining in its side. But on this flat plateau, you can see that tributes have been left here to the Great Father. There are piles of bones and skulls, jewels, gold, and a giant in the middle, a big stone dais, upon which is a set of golden scales. On either side of the plateau, just before the large doors that are currently closed, these stone tables are laden with glass vases and containers and jars, all of which glow with a green flame within. And stood beside the scales, blocking your way to the great doors of the temple, you see a creature that Ophelia would recognize at sight as a lich. Rotted face, dressed in tattered black robes, no hair remains, skeletal, but not the Gravefather skeletal, like almost zombified, taut, skin pulled back. And it just waits patiently by the scales and gestures for you to approach.
Yeah, Ophelia will cautiously approach.
Yeah.
She'll keep the sword at her side, but not in a threatening
Yeah,
position.
just ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, Sister Ophelia Della Rosa of the House of Blood.
Hello. Who are you?
It has been so long I have forgotten my name. I have none. I have but a purpose. I am a test. You seek entrance to his temple.
Yes.
He steps to the side and gestures at the scale.
This scale shall measure the weight of your soul.
He points to the two tables.
Upon these tables sit jars, gems, that contain the souls of kings, queens, warlords, commoners, cowards, traitors, and many more. To pass, to enter the temple, the scale must simply tip in your favor. You will have 3 attempts. Should you fail, like I, you will be condemned to these wastelands forever.
With a gesture, he points, and from your chest, a green flame pulls out, and it rests on one side of the scales. The scales don't move. And he just gestures to the tables.
Choose Choose wisely.
Do I just pick a thing? Do I?
What do you think? What does Ophelia do at this moment? This is very much and I will tell you this is the GM. Think about what you know of Ophelia. Think about what you know of the Gravefather, what you've been taught in Osseous. And you may always ask me anything you want before you make any decision. If you want to go and examine these things, you can. If you want to, use abilities or cast spells or simply whatever you think Ophelia would do in this scenario.
A test of my soul and my will. And she'll just sort of gesture back towards the Greylands beneath her and sort of laugh to herself. Well, does the Greyfather not see what I have endured to get here? I myself carry the strength to continue his great purpose. I have dealed, I have survived, I have wandered these wastes to get to this point. I will not be blocked, I will not be stopped. Serving the Greyfather is a privilege, and I will not squander it again. I will create a following worthy of him and worthy of my death. Seeing this come to fruition will be my reward for the suffering I have endured and the legacy of my mortal service to him. I will do anything. I will remain true to him. I will let his will guide me and the Greylands to its great ultimate destiny. The Greylands have me. The Gravefather has me. All my passion, all my rage, all my love for him, for eternity.
The Lich stares for a moment. And you're staring at the Lich.
Yeah.
For the rest of everyone else, we see... Ophelia doesn't see this. If the audience were this a movie, you would see that flame of Ophelia's on the scale begin to grow larger and burn brighter.
I must ask you, Sister Ophelia de la Rosa, do you refuse to weigh a soul against your own?
No. I accept whatever challenge you have to give me. I am worthy.
He just gestures towards the tables.
I am but a guardian. I am but the tester. Your words, mighty, but I am not the one to judge them.
Yeah, should we just, any...
So you go past and you see, Ophelia, you see that flame. And it does seem like it's almost diminishing again, right? But you see it swelled, and there was a little bit of movement as you were speaking. And then it seems to reset. You will just catch it, the tiniest glimpse of it, that it was going down, but now it's reset back to where it was, and it seems to have shrunk back down.
Can I put my Breath of the Father on there?
Yeah. You go up and you just
I'll
pour.
place the
So do you put that on the same side as your flame, or do you put it against on the other side of the scale? Like your side with the flame or the empty
I'll
side?
put it with mine as like proof that the Greyfather trusts me.
How many charges do you have left in it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 left.
4 left. You watch as it begins to swing the other way. It balances.
The Greyfather has great trust in you. You have used his gift very wisely. Is that enough, Ophelia de la Rosa of the House of Blood?
She'll place her sword on there as well.
You watch as the sword tips it all the way down. And as it hits the bottom of the pedestal, you hear the grinding of stone as the temple doors open up.
I am but the tester. The test is not a measure.
And he gestures towards the souls.
Many have come here. They choose the greatest soul upon the tables. thinking that it is a test of their weight against another's. But you know that the Grey Father does not care for this. The Grey Father does not inspire contests. He seeks only those who have the strength to endure, the strength to survive, the strength to go on even beyond death. You have great belief in yourself, great belief in him. These trinkets,
And he points to the breath and the sword.
in time you will not need them. But I give you one piece of warning, Sister Ophelia. I too was a follower of him. He is gracious with his gifts and his love, but like a teacher, he is unforgiving for those who do not learn from their mistakes.
Then I will not repeat them.
I hope you do not, for I once did, and now I am bound here. Do not make my mistake. Do not repeat yours.
I will not. You have my word.
He just gestures and steps away for you to take your things and move into the temple.
Yeah, Ophelia will take them and nod a thanks.
You make your way in.
Go in.
Inside the temple, you see, again, quite austere. There's no decoration, there's no gold and silver, no great tapestries. It's kind of plain stone, but a few interesting pieces around the temple. A single stone sarcophagus, open, rests in the center, with glowing runes and sigils all around it. A large statue of the Grey Father himself looms behind the sarcophagus. And then 5 pools encircle the chamber. One filled with blood, one filled with skulls and bones, one filled with putrid water, one filled with sand, one that is empty. Above you, kind of swirling all around, is a sort of black wind that you can immediately tell is just raw necrotic energy surrounding this temple, infused into this temple. It is part of it. What do you do when you enter?
Can I have a look in the empty...
The empty pool?
Yes, please.
Yeah. You sense, although it is empty, as you get close to it, you notice that the light of the fire that surrounds you, the shadows don't pool correctly. It's not that there's nothing in this pool. The pool is filled with shadow. Oh. And there is an immense amount of cold energy coming from it. Lots of noises.
So these are, I'm assuming they're the 5 houses.
If that's what you believe, yeah.
That's what I believe. All right. And there's just necrotic energy.
Yeah.
I just lay down in the sarcophagus.
Okay. You step up into the sarcophagus. Just before you get inside, the statue of the Grave Father animates.
Child, hold a moment. Do you not have words for your father?
Thank you for your test. I was foolish in the mortal world, and what you have taught me has strengthened me, both physically and my faith to you is now more present than ever, I believe. You've shown me great mercy, great fortitude, and I thank you.
My child, you need not thank a father for helping his child grow strong. It is my duty. It is part of my love for you, child, to learn from this, to better serve not just me, but all of us, to serve the Greylands and your home of Osseous. There is one from such a place who wishes to speak with you.
Oh, okay, yes.
The statue gestures to the pool of blood.
Yeah, Ophelia will go over.
As you go over,
Doing her hair and...
a shape begins to form out of the pool, as if somebody was emerging from it. A tall, slender, feminine figure, made of blood. There is no detail to her, but you can immediately see the features, the poise, the grace of a woman that you know very well, as Countess Uramin Orsa stands before you.
Countess! Oh, you shouldn't see me. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to see me in such a mess, in such a state.
It is fine, Ophelia. You have completed a journey that very few have. Grave Father has tested you. You have not been found wanting. You do the House of Blood a great service in this.
Oh, thank you. I'm honoured. I'm honoured.
We are very proud of you. We have watched. Do you feel that you have learned from this?
Yes, I have. Yes. I will not make those same mistakes again. I will not deviate from my path. I will not question my faith and my loyalty.
Where does your path take you now? When you return to the living world, what will you do?
I must build a following. As the Grey Father originally instructed me, I must continue on this journey and build a following worthy of the House of Blood, worthy of the Grey Father and his sacrifice and his gift to mortal kind.
She smiles. Good. Grey Father has another charge for you as well.
My child, these are things you must do. As a servant of our faith, as a servant of me, it is expected. But you are also a warrior. And you have seen now that in that living world, there are those who entreat with our foes, entreat with our enemies. They seek to strengthen the planar realms of the pits, the Helion, the Celestials, the Fae. Find these agents. Strike them down where you can. For it is the Greylands who will succeed in time.
I will slay every demon until there are none left to scourge our great house.
Good. Good, my child.
Countess will bring a hand. I see you have acquired a princely prize here in the wastelands. Your blade.
Ah, yes. Don't give it over to her to look at.
Do you?
Yeah.
She takes it, the blood shape takes the blade, almost holds it. And you've seen the Countess, she's a masterful swordsman. Just her movements are so graceful, so hypnotic to watch.
Oh, it suits you.
It suits you. This once belonged to a vampiric prince of another world. It has a name, it has a legacy. It has a destiny. You watch as the blood from her hand trickles up and into the pommel, a gem on the pommel. It fills with blood and becomes solid like a ruby. She hands it back to you. Take this back with you. Let it be a reminder of your lessons and of your charge.
Thank you. Thank you for this gift.
As you now hold the blade, Rhiannon, Ophelia would instinctively know that this rapier has a name. This rapier is called Veracity, the insatiable blade. Oh, shit. This sword is the first relic that this party has acquired.
Oh.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Relics are a special magic item
Yeah.
that has a sort of progression of its own.
Yeah.
They can be enhanced by completing certain tasks and challenges within the game itself. You won't know what these are until I use the identify spell, and they also are revealed sequentially. So once you complete one, you have to then learn what the next ones will be, and you have to continue evolving the weapon and so forth and so forth. They start off quite not minor, but there's no like +1s or anything like that. That's normally something you unlock, but they can be developed over time. So in some cases, it will be quite a hard thing to accomplish, right? This is the first one. There will be many for everyone, right? But this is the first one that's going to be acquired. The benefit of Veracity, for now, it is in your D&D Beyond sheet, so you can look at that. It's in your inventory. If you just click on it, it should show up. But the main thing that Veracity does for now is that you can use Veracity instead of your bite attack with your empowered bite ability. So you can use Veracity to strike and feed and do whatever your empowered bite does. The other thing it does is it allows you, as long as you are wielding Veracity in one hand, when you make an attack, you get to make a free attack with an offhand weapon that is light, like your whip or a dagger or something like that. So it gives you like a free extra attack with that offhand weapon. Right? For now, I'm going to tell you one thing to keep track of.
Yep.
Because I'm going to struggle to keep track of it. I need you to track how much blood Veracity drinks.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a normal thing to track.
Cool.
Okay.
Mike,
Feeding the sword.
can I ask, because this is going to be a brainworm that's never going to let go, is the vampire prince from another realm, plane, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Strahd?
I will say nothing.
Okay.
I will say nothing.
For podcast listeners, he's doing that face.
I'm not making a face.
No, he is. This is the most.
It could
That's
be.
what I'm saying.
It
He
could
is
be another one.
unreadable.
It's the DM face.
Yeah.
It could be. It might be completely unrelated. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to give anything away. Because one day it might come up,
Oh, true. Yeah.
right?
Because
But
he
that's
does owe us money.
that's for now.
He does owe us money.
You now have that item. It does require attunement, so just make sure you click attunement. And it also counts as a magical weapon. So if you fight a creature that is resistant to non-magical weapons, this counts as a magical weapon. All right.
Man, we are eating well tonight. You guys have been cooking.
She dueled in.
The Grave Father speaks once you take the blade.
Now, come, my child. Sleep and rest, and return to your world stronger, more cunning.
Thank you. With all of my heart, thank you.
My child, you are most welcome.
Ophelia's like streaming tears and she gets in the coffin.
You lay
Mortal blood for the eternal.
as you begin to reprise the litany of Osseous. You feel, as you see all of that necrotic energy above you, begins to trail and feed into the sarcophagus and into you. And you feel your body almost cracking open and being pulled almost within itself. It's a horrible but also painless experience. But, and again, Ophelia does not notice this, but as a connection between the Greylands and the material world is made, some of that energy filters through as we return to the inn. As I mentioned, the curse energy, the malignant energy of the curse that Rowan and Xantheus was formed, manifests into two creatures.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Oh,
Okay.
they're great
Okay.
minis.
Messed up. They're messed up.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
just
assuming.
give it a sec to return.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. I was just making sure it was all working. We see these two spectral entities of swirling malignant energy manifest in place. And you can see that, Malady is like hacking and coughing desperately. Something is empowering them. She like looks up and you can see that Tyrea is turning her head. Daisy, you're the only one that would notice this. The rest of you, like Malady's like, it's not the spirit, it's not the in spirit. But Daisy, you see Tyrea, who is currently being sat next to you. Tyrea turns, looks through the wall behind you, turns and floats through.
Oh.
And she just vanishes through the wall, heading out of the inn. But something is clearly manifesting this energy. I need everyone, including Ophelia, to roll initiative.
Okie doke.
I would also, once we've got initiative, I would like to ask two people to just keep Malady and Benedicta's stats. I will sort of dictate what they're doing, but just for rolling dice and using their abilities, I will need some people to do that as well. Well, let's do initiative first, because I've already done theirs.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Oh, my apologies as well.
Yeah.
Very briefly, and in a few hours whilst Fail was visiting, she did provide an illustration for Veracity as well.
Oh, what? Oh,
We're gonna,
picture already?
she's gonna do a more detailed version for me, but yeah.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
gorgeous.
Okay.
Thank you, Fail. Wow.
In that case,
She took a very crappy sketch I did and made it a lot better.
yeah.
Otherwise, you would have had my crummy art.
Well, for podcast, you may see this in the Discord at some point.
Yes, we'll do it once I've got the improved version.
Yeah, yeah,
We'll Fail's going to get paid enough for that. So, right, initiative. Daisy.
6.
6 for Daisy. Xantheus.
Oh, sorry. 12.
12. Gruffith.
Also 12.
Who has the higher dex between the two of you?
Mine is 12.
12.
Right, well, pick you. Who would you rather go
D6.
first?
I got a 1.
Wow.
I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1.
Using
You
fate.
could just pick.
2.
Lowest better.
Have Xantheus go first.
Thank you.
Don't know the rules of this game.
I just needed one of you to
Yeah.
Rowan.
21, net 20.
21. And then finally
have to go
Ophelia.
first.
19.
19. Alrighty. Ophelia, you are not going to be appearing in the first round.
Cool. No worries.
Alright.
Got other stuff
Alrighty.
going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. At the very top of the round, the very first turn, at the very top of the round, as these creatures manifest for the first time, a couple of things are going to happen.
Okay.
The first is everyone present, with the exception of Ophelia, who is not quite here yet.
Yeah.
So that's everybody in the room, including Malady and Benedicta. You each gain 1 terror. So just make a note somewhere that you have 1 terror.
Like the planet.
Okay.
One, like a terrorizing terror.
He's trying to be cute.
I know he is.
Let him.
He is, though.
So everybody gains 1 automatically when these creatures appear. And yeah.
Okay.
And that is the first thing that happens.
These manifestations,
Yes.
what kind of form are they taking? Are they just...
They are like
shapeless?
a swirling, massive, like, there is clearly like some sort of incorporeal, ghostly like element to them. You can see that there is, like, as the two of them are next to each other, the energy between the two individual kind of manifestations is flowing and sharing between them. Okay. There's almost like spectral chains that seem to link the two together as you guys look at them.
And they're still like shadow linked to us as well?
No, they are no longer shadowing. When the curse was broken, that was it, they are no longer connected to
We
you.
had license to it. Fleetwood Mac chains would be playing right now.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Rowan.
I Need a Hero would be
Anyway.
playing right now.
Yeah. Rowan, you are up first.
Looking at Xantheus, how scared is Xantheus looking?
And this is not the manifestation that I'd saw before, but I mean...
There's probably fragments of it in there, but like you can see like things like, you know, shifting around in there. There's probably a glimpse.
Yeah.
You catch a glimpse of you. You also see like a bloodied-eyed child. You see... Oh, you guys are right there. you would see a man that you don't really recognize. He looks like an innkeeper, and he has a bloody knife in his hand, and you see a flash of him come past.
Is like
You would see what's maybe something like you see fire. You see like a fire out of control, like burning around.
Okay.
I think Gruffith. Is there anything that Gruffith? Because we've not really thought about like Gruffith's fears, like family, like maybe the dead family or something like that. Like what would be something like a primal instinctive fear to Gruffith, or like a monster in the deep?
It would be family.
Yeah, so like harm to the family,
Yeah,
or something
harm
like
to
that.
the family.
So you see, Leonin, Wildheart, children and wife, dead or in pain and things like that. Flashes of them. These are but it's almost like seeing like a swirling storm of energy, and in amongst this, you're seeing these things, right? You see, you would also see a young, blonde-haired girl like on her own, like looking like sad and lonely, like crying there, like bright blonde hair, and then you see nothing, like almost like a void of something.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you see all these kind of flashes, but it is Rowan up first on the initiative.
Yeah,
So
so-
Well, in
How's
terms
Ken?
of like, if we were like shortly before this, we were running around catching these things. I'm like almost more, I guess, not combat ready, but like not as terrified as I was when we were looking at the visage of like our actual fears and terror and stuff.
Well, noticing the chain, and it's going to be a battle of wills as well as. I don't know what we're going to do, actually. I'm going to cast Heroism on you. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So, level 1.
So what does that? Is that
So you get 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier as heal every round.
So you get temporary hit points.
But also you're immune to frightened. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
So how much is your charisma mod?
it is my charisma mod
Yeah.
plus 2, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, plus 4 now. It's 18.
I was going to say, so you get 4 temporary hit points at the start of a turn, as long as the concentration is maintained.
A d4 plus 4.
D4 plus 4.
Do I roll that or?
Yeah, I guess you would.
Okay, I get 2 plus 4, 6.
6 temporary hit
6
points.
temp HP. Nice. And
You're immune to being frightened. You also lose that terror that you had when frightened is cast upon you. And whilst you are immune to being frightened, you cannot gain terror. So keep that in mind. If I
sweet.
inflict terror, you can't be given terror
Okay.
once
Nice.
you're immune to it. All right. So we cast Heroism from Rowan.
That's basically me, and I'm stealing myself and trying to back away from the one that looks most like my...
They both do. It comes in
I'm
flashes.
just backing away. Am I in opportunity attack range of them, though?
If you move away, yeah, like these are normal creatures, like they will do things like
will
opportunity attacks and
Maintain
stuff.
my ground there.
Okay, alrighty.
Hesitant.
Alrighty. So after Rowan, it would be Ophelia. Ophelia, you are not quite within this realm yet. Then we would go to one of the creatures is going to act first. Whilst this is all happening, I probably would say, because it's like a bit of a free action, Malady and Benedicta. Malady is like, Harrowgeists, creatures of sort of elemental of necrotic energy. We must defeat them quickly. Is just kind of like calling out. Benedicta is drawing her greatsword and like toss the bell to the side. I would need 2 of you to take over just their stats, just to make things a bit quicker for them. Do you want to do one? Who do you want to do? Be Benedicta or Malady?
Benedicta.
Benedicta. Pass that over to Kim, please.
Benedicta.
Do we want this NPC to die?
Yeah, so you want to take Malady?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying. Don't give it to me. Okay, I've got him.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I will
you
tell you
say-
when it's their turn on the initiative.
Harrowgeist.
Harrowgeist, yeah. Harrowgeist.
Bad ghost.
That's rad.
Harry.
So yeah, you will notice those guys, they have a fate ability. You spend your fate to activate their special powers, basically.
Sweet.
There are like some restrictions on like, once per turn and how much it costs,
cool.
and all of that kind of good stuff, all right?
Okay.
So I'll let you go to this. However, the first thing is both of the Harrowgeists are in fact going to act. So the first thing they're going to do is they are going to attack. So Rowan and Xantheus, they are both going to attack you each with their terrorizing touch ability.
11
Yep.
to beat.
So that is an 18 against you, Rowan. and then a 19 against you, Xantheus.
Yeah, no, that'll do it.
All right, that does it. You are both. I'll just roll 1 damage for both of you. You're only going to take 5 points of necrotic damage, and Rowan, you would gain 1 terror, so you're currently up to 2.
Okay.
So Xantheus, you would have gained 1, but you're immune to
I also
being frightened.
completely soaked that through temp HP.
Perfect.
Boom.
Thank you.
So you do that, and then after using their terrorizing touch, they are going to use their horrifying howl ability, and I need you both to make wisdom saving throws for me, please.
Wisdom's okay. Oh, -1.
That's
We'll
fine.
see. We'll see.
8.
8, all right.
5.
5, right. So on a failure, you would normally gain 1d3 terror. Xantheus, you can't gain any right now. That is going to be 3 terror to you, Rowan, so it puts you up to 5.
5 terror.
Hey, do you want a D3?
And then, regardless of the saving throw, you take psychic damage. For you, Rowan, it would be 6 psychic damage. For you, it's 0, Xantheus, because you are currently immune to being frightened. So you have no terror
that
and you
is
can't
such
gain
a
it.
powerful spell to have cast turn 1.
Yeah, it's a great move. But Rowan is now
read
paying the
his
price.
Yeah.
That is going to be concentration checks, however, because
It
you
will.
took
Oh, yeah.
2 attacks. So 2 concentration checks, DC 10 for both.
No. That's a 9, but
All
my
right.
con is +2, so 11.
11, so the first one was a success. So the
Yes.
first attack, you maintain the concentration, and then
Okay.
for taking the psychic
Yeah,
damage.
all good.
All good. So throughout all of this, Rowan is maintaining that concentration, protecting Xantheus from these effects.
Yeah, I'm just seeing Rowan as this just bastion of courage right now. I don't know how it's
You look
actually.
at Rowan, he's sweating, and he's going,
But I think there's almost like a perception that has almost been cast on me that I'm seeing this
you're fearless.
courage.
Yeah.
I'm fearless and I'm seeing courage in you because you're projecting that onto me. But in real life, you're like,
breaking.
you've shit.
Yeah, I'm shit.
The last thing they're going to do is these geists move, and they actually move through Gruff, Rowan, and Xantheus.
Okay.
Each of you are going to take 1 point of cold damage. As they move through you, it leaves this like frosty
Does that
chill.
add to terror or no?
It does not add to terror, but it is another concentration check, I'm afraid.
Would be,
DC
yeah.
10.
Oh, nat 1.
Oh no!
So it's after all of this assault of psychic energy, the fear, the necrotic
It
touch,
seemed like that thing go through me. It's horrible.
just breaks the concentration. Unfortunately, you lose heroism on
I
yourself.
imagine it's not like
Xantheus.
slowly moving towards you either. It literally
like-
like shoots through.
Yeah, it rushes through in that kind of ghosty way, right? But that is both of the Harrowed
All the
geists
damage
gone.
they did was completely soaked by temp HP, so that was great.
Great move. We then go to Xantheus.
Okay, now I don't really know what kind of are these considered humanoid.
No. They are not.
They're spookums.
I
They
also
are
don't know if they're like like.
Well,
like
remember,
hidden
like I always say, you can always make checks. Like if you'd like to make a free check to try and figure out mechanics and things like that.
Passed through you.
Yeah. And this tavern, is it wooden?
It is wooden, yes.
I've got a lot of fire moves. And I'd like to see if I can actually
I'm out the window,
impact
man.
them with spells, I suppose.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Okay, Arcana.
Yeah. And the higher you roll, don't forget, the higher you roll, you might get additional information as well. I do like staggered
Degrees of
successes.
savior.
Yeah.
Savior.
Failure.
Well, what does a
failure, success? You combine success and failure.
Yeah, yeah.
Degrees of savior.
What does a 5 get me?
A 5 is nothing. You can only hope that magic affects these things.
Yeah. In that case, I will play it safe and do a cantrip mind sliver.
Okay.
One of them, let's say the one that is currently on like the bar, has to do an intelligence save.
Okay. And then they take damage.
They would take, what is this? Psychic damage.
right,
Yeah. And what's the DC?
It is 13.
13. There is something there. There is a kind of a sentience almost, but you don't get this is not a creature. This isn't even an undead. This is like an elemental almost. It's like a necromancy elemental. It's like just living energy, right? There is enough of a sentience there that you try and strike at it, and you do feel that your magic connects with it. But you see that as it's together, like those chains between the two of them flash, and it takes 0 damage.
Ah.
Right.
Yeah. Does it also... so the effect of Mind Sliver, if it fails, it would also take 1d4 from the next saving throw. Does that... I guess I wouldn't know.
That still applies actually. So like, we'll remember that. It
Okay.
just takes no damage.
Nice. All right, cool.
Alrighty. So after Xantheus, we then go to Gruffith.
Griffith is going to go with the old classic and bring up the armor of oak and thorn.
When we see that green energy surround you, create that armor.
And as that happens, he grabs Rowan's shoulder, and this kind of,
Rowan
I guess...
shits. Oh, it's you, Griffith.
You really need to get that scene too, lad.
I'm cursed.
You're not anymore.
Oh, yeah.
There's gonna be a green flash of light that flows from Gruff's staff into Rowan as he casts
I'm being cursed again.
protection. Do you want this or not?
Yeah, do please. Yeah, thank you.
As he casts protection from good and evil.
Great.
Against undead,
Yep.
which basically means that they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you.
Yep.
You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them.
Oh.
And if you are already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant
And that's a
effect.
concentration spell, isn't it?
Concentration.
So, because it removes the frightened condition, you lose all your stacks of terror, and you cannot gain any more whilst that's ongoing.
Amazing.
So courageous.
Thank you.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, perfect stuff. So, and that's the full turn, isn't it? 'Cause that's an
That's
action.
turn.
Any movement for Gruff?
Just in terms of the kayfabe, Gruff will turn around to face the ghosties.
Great. And so right now, it's only Daisy and Gruffith that have any terror, right? Because you guys have both
I
got
have
one.
one terror.
Yeah.
Just to go back in time, but I still had a bonus action which I would have used to spend a sorcery, gain some.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's fine. That's
okay.
fine. In fact, it's very handy that you've done that because you've reminded me what terror does because it hasn't come up yet because nobody's made an attack roll, but I think some saving throws have been made.
Sure.
Every one terror you have is a -1 to your attack rolls and saving throws. So yeah, it does have a slowly creeping effect. So just remember, every point of terror is -1 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay.
And then again, there's more mechanics that you can interact with as it comes up. Alrighty. So that was Gruffith's turn. So after Gruffith, I believe it is actually Benedicta who goes next. So Benedicta would like absolutely draw the blade, and would just be like, "Sister, get behind me!" Kind of like, from the role players, like, and is definitely going to try and protect her. But she's happy to jump in. If you wanted to have her run forward and attack, she can do that if you'd like to.
Can she attack the chain
She can certainly try.
with her great sword?
Certainly can do. Can
Do you
try.
want me to roll?
Yeah. So you want to have her move forward, basically.
Yes.
She like hops up on the bar
Step up.
Yep.
Cool.
and brings the greatsword down and tries to strike the actual chain.
17 plus 6.
17
A
plus
hit.
6 would definitely hit. Don't roll damage. As you see that chain, it strikes the chain. There is just no effect whatsoever. Malady is like, there must be something. They're empowering each other. Like kind of coughs a little bit as she does so.
I think, unfortunately, that's all I got. Is an action.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, she only has the one attack to make them a bit easier and simpler to run, apart from their fate ability. In that case, after Benedicta, it is Daisy's turn.
Did I see? So what's in the? Is this just a wall?
It's just a
type thing?
pure
It's
wall,
just
basically.
wall.
There's actually a room. There's actually like a door
Right.
that leads into a room on that side, and and then there would be like windows and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
Did I get the impression that Tyria was just getting away from it, or that she had seen something that way? The way she looked?
Make an insight check for me. See if you can what you recall of her body language and stuff like that as she moved.
While Katie rolls that, do these guys get terror as well?
Yeah, I'm keeping track of that.
Okay. And does she have HP as well?
She does, but again, I'm
You're
keeping track
doing
of that.
it, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I've got that here.
Yeah.
Because that's more fun where I can be like, she's looking really bad and you don't know exactly how injured they are and stuff like
Makes
that.
sense.
Okay.
To me.
16.
16. You got the impression that Tyria wasn't necessarily so much as frightened, as if more like something drew her attention, as if called or summoned by something.
Is there a window nearby?
If you would have to go into the room on that side, but there is a window in that room that looks out onto the rest of the area around the inn. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking because Melody said someone is powering them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she looked distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look out the window and see if I can see Tyrea?
Yeah, it'll take all your movement because you have to open the door, move in, get to the window. You kind of, there's a broken bed, like the rooms still haven't been refurbished. You kind of step in, it's about like 20 feet, but with the door opening and stuff. You look out and you don't see Tyrea out there. What you see directly below that room is the little outhouse that was, Ophelia was thinking of making into a shrine and where Ophelia's body is. And you see that there is black and green energy coming out of that building, and it's dissipating into the air around the inn.
Okay. I will use my bonus action to dash back to the balcony and just...
So you'd have 20 feet, so you've got another 10 feet of movement, basically.
I want to shout down to the guys what I just saw.
Sure,
And say that Tyrea's been drawn outside, the energy is there. We might need to deal with that too, if it's empowering.
Okay.
Do I feel like that's something to do with these spirits? Is it the same kind of...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you could make an Arcana check to be sure, or you can just decide as Katie if that's what you think Daisy would think.
I feel like she thinks that the thing that's empowering them
is
outside of the inn.
Yeah, in that
And
room.
they're inside of it.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah, then that's it. So you've got another 10 feet of movement if you'd like, and you've still got your action as well.
I can't connect to Tyrea right now, can I? Because I can't
You can't see her. No.
Okay. I think I'll, for now, hold my action unless any of them attack me, and I'll attack with my dagger.
Okay.
But I'm also Daisy's conscious she doesn't want to use any of her abilities right now with Melody and Benedicta in the room, so I can't throw.
Okay. Yeah. No, I love it. I love it.
She can't.
She doesn't want to reveal that she's got that magic. Sure. I love it. All right. After Daisy, it is Melody's go.
Okay. Well, since they have a magic bolt, there's not fire. Yeah, they do have a fate ability, but...
Yeah. You could also, if you want to be like, could Melody make a check to figure out what's going on? Like, I'm happy for you guys to do that as well. I haven't written her skills on there, but she definitely has, like, knowledge of magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She has my information.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Enjoy.
but for Rowan and Xantheus, we still can't leave the circle. Or...
You don't know that's all
It's
broken.
gone.
Yeah, that's
It's
gone.
done.
Like these things are broken free of that, and like
Yeah.
at this point, like all of that ritual stuff, like whatever that ritual was supposed to do, it's done that job. But this is something else.
Yeah. Okay.
At this point,
Because, well, I think Xantheus, in response to Daisy, would be like, can we still leave? Almost looking to Melody, but if it's Melody.
yeah, Melody would just be like, yes, we must find out what is empowering them, or whatever it is that is making them stronger.
Okay. But it's just a safety. Yeah, the magic bolt. Would Melody know which is best to hit, the chain or the spirit themselves? I guess she would have seen.
That would be making a check.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
So I'll roll it because you don't have the stats there for her stats and stuff. She has skills. She has skill modifiers.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't
I
written
see.
those down.
Yeah.
That is going to be 15 plus 6, so 21.
That sounds good.
So Melody is just like, they are empowering each other. We need to separate them. They will not be harmed until we've separated them. Find a way to get them away from each other.
Okay, that works because Magic Bolt, which I will try to use, their main attack, with a, she's not doing so hot with a nat 1, 7.
She begins coughing, like she goes to cast a spell. Like big chunks of blood and phlegm come in. She's like crippled on the ground, like coughing.
Right. In that case, whiffs.
Yeah.
And you don't see the effect.
Yeah. Well, it would normally push them back. We can say that.
It normally, it would nudge them back 5 feet if it hits.
Yeah. Yeah, that is it. At the top of the round, I am going to spend a point of fate. 2 points of fate, in fact, I believe I have to spend. And I get 2d3. So only 3. Only 2, actually. Emerging through the wall. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 2 spirits arrive.
On the bottom floor.
On the bottom floor. Like, they phase through the wall of the inn, coming from the outside. Just looking tormented and horrified.
So Daisy's up there, like with a thumb pointing in that direction, then spirits
2
come
ghosts
emerging from that
emerge
way.
out from
We need to go that way.
Definitely over there, guys!
As they do, as a bit of role play, Ophelia, you begin to sense You can smell earth and wood, mildew. You begin to feel the sensation of the living world coming back to you, but you're also still half in that sarcophagus in the Greylands, and you're watching this energy float past you. You begin to see it emerging into a dark room, and then it seems to evaporate out amongst you. You can see looming over you, Percival, just looking at you, but you can't speak or move yet. He's just sort of looking at you, waiting. And then another figure joins him as you see the spirit of Tyrea float into view. She's like looking at you, but also through you. You hear the Greyfather's voice. What is this? A lost child. A young woman. It's sad to see her given this power, and yet unable to do anything with it. Something ties her to this place. Free her, my child. Convince her to join us. Not to be reborn to another prison of flesh and bone. She would be a great ally to the Greylands. A banshee of most incredible power. That's what you see.
Are we the bad people?
Well, I mean, could be it could be Tyree's choice. You never know. We go to Rowan
I'd choose that.
at the top of a round.
You can either separate them or run to the next room. Rowan's going to, I don't know if he'd leave everybody, but at the same time, pressing. He's going to go out the front doors.
Okay.
I'm going to go check next door.
So 5, 10, 15. Oh no! Pulled him off his base. Might have to go get the other one for temporarily.
Use the big one. The big one.
That's more to scale.
Yeah.
250%.
Yeah.
That's Rowan.
You throw open the front doors, Rowan.
Rowan T-poses through.
20, 25, 30. You get a few steps outside.
Dashing.
You're going to dash as your action. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Can I
30.
peek around the corner, see if
Yeah.
there's weirdness going on?
Yeah, you definitely can see the same thing now, like fragments of energy pulling out of that, the barn, basically, where you do know Ophelia's body. That's where you guys put Ophelia's body to rest. You begin to see these pulses of dark energy kind of flowing out of that space. That's what you see.
Damn the dark arts.
Yep.
Wow.
So that is movement and action. Have you got any bonus actions you'd like to
I
cast?
don't, unknowingly.
Alrighty.
So I'm just going to have to stay there.
Alrighty. So after Rowan, our two spirits will act. And Gruffith, you are right there, my friend, I'm afraid.
Tasty. I'm juicy.
Tasty, tasty. They are going to make a group attack against you. That is going to be, I think that might just be, it's going to be 18, 19 to hit.
No. Yeah.
It does. Hey, how often do I actually get to hit you? Not that often. You're the tanky one this time. That is 4 necrotic damage.
Oh, that's fine.
So it knocks off your temp HPs. That is the spirits go. Very quick and short. Ophelia.
Hello.
That lingering presence of the Gravefather, the Greylands, ends. And you are now lying on the ground in the barn that you hoped maybe one day to turn to a shrine. And you see Tyrea and Percival just looking at you. Tyrea is, once you sort of wake up and that connection seems to, the Greylands, she's still looking at you, but through you as well. And you can sense that there is still some presence of the Greylands lingering within you yourself. What do you do?
Ophelia sort of fixes her hair and sits up, has a look. It's like, oh goodness. Okay, Percy, Tyrea. Oh, it's lovely to see you.
Percival just immediately comes to you and begins brushing you off and sorting your hair out.
Thank you.
As you kind of do, you feel that next to you, that rapier is here. It's on the ground next to you.
She picks it up, looks it over in her hands. Okay. I'll do as you wish. As I promised. She'll stand up.
Yeah, you stand up.
Use sort of Percival as like a
Yeah, Percival helps you
like a
stand up.
leverage to get up.
Absolutely.
And sort of looks at Tyria. Just,
She like follows you the whole time, her eyes, but not looking at you, looking almost into your chest through you, as if she can see and hear something that you can't anymore.
it's good to see you, Tyria. Are you okay? Is everything okay?
The spirit does not seem to respond or hear. Could you make an Arcana check for me, please?
All right. Ew. 10.
10. There is, you can feel in you and suffused into that spot where you were laying, there's almost like a burnt in shadow on the ground of your body outline. And you're seeing wisps of necrotic energy almost pulling out of that burnt shadow, but also from your skin, from yourself, like you yourself are giving off necrotic energy. It's fading, but it's still currently present.
Interesting. So you look at her hands and I guess being reminded of like seeing the energy and the smokes, reminded of like the smoke demon and everything that's gone on.
Yeah, this is definitely the energy of the Greylands. You know that. This is like not any kind of demonic energy or anything like that.
I guess she'll make her way out.
Yeah, you just
Go
kind
find
of
her friends.
Yeah, you just use your action, kind of step outside. That's 15 foot of movement. You get outside. Yeah, Percival will follow. Tyria begins following. You could use your action to dash if you like. 5, 10, 15, 20.
What the fuck?
So
Does Rowan see that?
So this is going to be my point. Rowan, you peeking around through the fence, the iron fence, looking into the grounds of the inn, you see Ophelia's body walk out of the barn, followed by Percival and the ghost of Tyria, and begin making their way.
like brushing yourself
Yeah,
down.
like, and
That's
Percival's
brilliant.
like brushing the thing. She's got some sort of weapon in her hand and literally makes her way as if coming back into the inn.
And like
through the-
Ophelia would look different as well, wouldn't she? Like slightly different.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to describe how she looks a little bit different?
Oh.
Because, so now looks not as well put together as before, but still she has that grace and elegance about her. But she looks a little more gaunt. She's covered in the wounds that haven't quite healed, and like her skin is kind of sunken over her skull a little bit more, so it's kind of revealing the contours of her cheekbones more, and like her eye sockets are a bit sunken, and like her hands, like she has a red gauntleted hand on one side, but the other side is kind of almost tipped in red that kind of fades into like her grey skin colour. And she's sort of just creeping around.
Definitely looks different.
Looks different. Same energy. Slightly
This is fucked.
different gal.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what Rowan sees.
Can I make a con save?
Yeah, sure.
Nat 20. Okay, sweet.
You keep it in.
You were praying for like a 1, weren't you?
A little bit.
You keep it in.
There's nothing left in you.
Rowan is just wide-eyed. He can't believe what he just saw.
Yeah.
And
Pretty wild.
doesn't even let out a sound.
As that all happens, Ophelia, it's going to be the end of your turn. And just before we wrap up, Gruffith and everyone else in the presence. So if I remember, Malady and Benedicta both have a terror. Daisy, you have a terror, and Gruff has a terror, right? So as Gruffith, you are there. I'm going to randomize who they go for because you all currently have an equal amount. So we'll say I'll do D4. Say 1, 2, 3 for Malady, 4 for Benedicta. First one is going to go after Benedicta. The next one, I've dropped it on the floor.
Floor dice. Ugh.
Daisy, unfortunately, is the other one. So this creature is going to float up, and it just flies up through the floor and comes after Daisy. Gruff, you could make an attack of opportunity if you like.
Yes, I think I will.
Sure.
No, I think I won't.
Okay, you swing, but it sadly
9.
sails past.
You had a great action to attack.
I
You
did have
do.
ready
So
action.
yeah, do you want to take that? That's a good point.
I rolled 9.
Well, I rolled a 2, so probably not. No.
2. No, it's probably not going to be enough. So you go to swing, but this thing kind of almost floats up through the floorboards, taking you by
How does
surprise.
their chain look at this distance from each other?
You don't see like the chain
There's
flashed
Xantheus
when you like attached them.
Inside
Yeah.
the building.
Yeah, yeah. The flame flashed when like you damaged them, so until like they get struck, you don't know
Oh, you don't
what's
see
kind of
it,
going on
right,
with
right.
that.
Okay.
But they are going to make their multi attack, so I'm going to do this is against Benedicta and Daisy. So Daisy, terrorizing touch. That is only an 11 to hit.
No.
So you managed, even though you kind of swipe, you managed to kind of scrabble and duck underneath this thing's touch. It is going to scream at you with a horrifying howl. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please. A -1, remember, because of the terror.
12.
12 just unfortunately fails. So you gain another point of terror, and then you would take 2 psychic damage. And then against Benedicta, that is going to be probably a miss as well. Well, I know it's a miss, it's an 11.
Yeah.
And then can you make a wisdom saving throw for Benedicta just using her wisdom stat?
8 plus -1.
Yeah, no, she fails as well. So she's going to gain 3 terror at this point, so she's up to 4. And then she would take 5 points of psychic damage. So you watch and you see this thing kind of strike with its hand. It misses, Benedicta dodges the sides, but then it screams at Benedicta. And she almost like with her hand, like she closes it, and you hear her like yelp. She would yelp, "No, mother, don't send me away. Don't let me go." Like she kind of like lets that out as like she's struck by this howl. And then I'm also going to have these guys. I'm going to spend. Where have I put all my fate? Oh, I spent 2. You guys have 2 more. I'm going to spend my 2 fate to give you a full stack.
Full of fate.
But they're both going to use freezing fear. So I need Daisy and Gruffith to make charisma saving throws, please.
You could use fate.
Charisma.
We are stacked on fate.
Do you want to spend
Sure.
I'm
one?
gonna use a stack.
All right. So both
The whole
of you
stack. The entire
can't.
stack.
You can only spend one at a time.
I tried.
So plus a d6 to your charisma saving throw.
Nice. Not nice.
13.
The D6
13 is a
nice.
success.
22.
Success, you both succeed.
fate did
So these creatures
they
try and freeze you in place. They were basically going to reduce your speed and prevent you taking reactions, but you managed to stave off that fear, basically, as they use their freezing fear ability. But yeah, you guys resist that, and no more any problems.
Nice.
That
I
is
think that's cold. Try getting up at the crack of dawn to go sailing in tomorrow.
So as you say that, we're going
freezing.
to go to
Adjust glasses.
Xantheus and then Gruff. I want to try and get through the round, and then we'll go from there.
Tomorrow it's
Actually-
colder.
I think you'll find.
Xantheus.
Sorry. Baba. Habba.
Habba-babba.
Hop. I will try a. Okay, look. If I cast a fire move and it misses, is it going to whiff and catch this entire place on fire?
If you
Does
roll
fire have
if
that?
you roll a 1, I'm going to say it will probably strike a flammable object in the inn. Yes.
Does fire burn?
Does magical fire burn?
Does
Well,
magical
what spell
fire
are you
burn?
casting? Because it specifically states
If
which
it's a
fires.
bonfire.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
It's a bonfire bolt.
I believe it's called firebolt. I believe the firebolt spell description says it ignites flammable objects. So I
Like
will
a
say
wooden inn.
if you strike, if you
It actually does.
yeah, I know it does. If you roll a 1, I will say it hits
Sure.
something and might start.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
I mean, it's like a pretty standard thing. Like,
Yeah.
you can still attack with fiery things as long as it's
Yeah,
not
I
a critical
know,
fail.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, watch
Does it
him roll
emit
1.
light though? That's the
Yeah.
important
Does it a
question.
bit like
Mine
A
does.
little bit of light, but only temporary.
Furious.
All right. Well, yeah. Zanzan's going to try a firebolt on. I guess I can't see the chain, can I?
It is. It
So-
only appeared when it flashed. You like people have tried to strike where they saw the chain, but you
Yeah.
could try and do that, or you can strike one of the creatures.
I mean, in the interest of trying to see that chain and the stress it's under, now that they've separated a bit more, I'll try it. Like maybe they're separated enough. I'll try and hit them.
okay. Which one? The next one next
I
to
will go
Daisy,
for
or one next to Benedict?
The one next to Daisy because she's on her own.
All right. Okay.
And I am going to roll a 13 to hit.
13 is just what you needed. Actually, just barely hits them. That is their AC.
I know I'm really cool. Does it do damage?
It does.
Oh,
It does. So, let me just check because technically it is here. So, no, it does not. do.
They are still within range.
But you can see that that chain is stretched at this point, like that. Whatever connection between them
be like
seems
30
very
feet.
tenuous. Yeah, it seems close, but the firebolt strikes, but flashes and does not quite do enough damage.
Yeah,
Oh, it
no,
does
I mean,
no damage.
worth a try.
Yeah, but you can see that there's the further apart they are, the weaker that link is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't really have any decent bony actions, so
Okay.
that's it.
Alrighty. So Gruffith, I'll try and get through a round.
I will cast Shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
And
Shillelagh.
Do the custom dance and ritual that accompanies it, and I think I'm just going to whack at one of the ghosties in front of me.
I'm going to point out that Gruffith would have absolutely seen the firebolt hit and not do any damage to them.
No, I mean the.
Oh, the spirits.
little-
Yes, the little ghosts.
Not the
absolutely.
ghosties that are
My
grabbing at
apologies.
yeah.
Continue.
They're grabbing at my stuff. So
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going to piss off. 16 plus 5.
Hits.
And then 8. Oh, I rolled a 1, so 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage. These are minions. 4 points is not enough to kill both, but it will destroy one of them.
Oh, good riddance.
When it dies,
There we go.
you see. Luckily, you haven't. It doesn't seem to have a modifier. What it does is when you destroy the spirit, it breaks apart, and the closest Harrowgeist to the one next to you and Benedicta almost seems to absorb its energy. I will say, if that had taken any damage, it would have healed it a small amount.
I see.
So if the spirits
it's good to
die
get that.
within a close range, then they seem to empower the other ones.
Ectoplasm.
That one.
Yeah.
Also, I need to retroactively do a concentration save on protection because the little ghosties.
You did. You took 4 points of damage. Yeah. So
Yeah.
DC 10.
That's a natural 1.
So protection from good and evil is gone. Luckily, Rowan is currently outside on the
outside.
street.
Just stay inside. I'll roll
Right,
1.
so that was Gruffith's go. It then falls to Benedicta.
Otherwise engaged.
Yeah, Benedicta's turn. She does currently have 4 points of terror, so she has a -4 to her attack and saving throws.
So as tempting as it would be to hit, I think what I want her to do is disengage and back up.
Yeah.
Seeing the distance thing and listening to her sister, I think she's smart enough to.
Like over here next to the window.
Yeah, and I don't know if it would help in terms of RP or something, but I would have her kind of trying to goad the thing into attacking.
Yeah, absolutely. Like she's just like, you don't frighten me. Come to me. I will fight you. And trying to engage them. Absolutely. And the creature does look like that it is gonna pursue Benedicta. But you can see Benedicta is almost, her voice is quavering as that terror is mounting. She's like, come fight me, and trying to get on, but she's clearly terrified, or her terror is building in her. But yeah, it does seem to almost be focused on her and is drawing in. Great. So just disengage this action and move. We then go to Daisy.
I will just attack the one that. Actually, no, it's not going to do anything, is it?
Yeah, you saw Xantheus' move. It's still weakened, but I'll remind you guys, there's a couple of things. You can take the dodge action as an action on your turn, gives you disadvantage on any attack against you. You can also use your checks to analyze mechanics and stuff like that as well.
If I move, though, it's going to move down and then they'll be closer again. So I'm going to need to keep it up here. Can I?
What would you like to do?
I don't know. I'm on my own.
A few people with ranged abilities who can help you out once the other thing is far enough away.
Yeah.
You could ready an action. You could say, when the other creature moves far away, I'll make an attack.
Yeah,
Can you attack the little ghosty from where you are?
No, I'm not using my abilities around them.
Doesn't want to use them in front of the Inquisitors.
So I can only use my
Do you have
dagger.
a
Normal
bow
dagger.
or anything? No.
Yeah.
I will just ready.
So when
My
it gets far enough
action.
away, you'll make an attack.
Yeah. Can I do anything with my bonus action?
You can dash, disengage, or hide with cunning action.
Then I cannot.
No. Yeah, unfortunately, hiding, there's nothing for you to really hide behind.
That's it.
All right, so just ready in action. In that case, we got the last person to act is Malady.
In that case, I guess the other one up there, unless it was pushed through a wall, can't be further away.
They have shown that they're incorporeal. They might be able to be half in a wall, half not.
I'll give it a go then, yeah. So in that case, Malady will shoot at the one that's next to Daisy.
Yeah, Malady has 1 terror, so just -1 to the attack roll.
Okay. So could roll a 0 this time.
Could do. But she does have a bonus as well.
That is a 26, 25.
Hits.
So no damage.
No
but-
damage, but we watch as the creature is half shunted into the wall. And as it moves that extra 5 feet, something seems to shatter between them. As there's now 20 feet of distance between the two of them. And yeah, there is like a very visible kind of effect where they get kind of shunted away. And you did say if they moved further away, so do you want to make your opportunity attack now, Daisy? So you're ready to action?
Ready to, yeah.
22 minus 2 is 20, because I've got the...
Yeah, 22 minus 2, yeah, absolutely hits.
Oh my god, I've forgotten how to rogue.
Well, you won't
I
get sneak
don't, I know.
attack, so you'll just get your normal...
9 damage.
9 points of damage to the first one. So for the first time, as Malady kind of shoves it back with magical force, Daisy then turns and plunges this dagger into it, and it sort of tears through it like cloth, like, you know, ripping through the energy, tearing it apart, and he does let out this male like... kind of screaming moan as it does get affected by it. And that is the readied action. No other turns on things, so that is going to
Are
be...
you trying not to laugh?
He's trying not to laugh. It's the Mecha Dragon all over again.
I'll never beat that.
No. But that is going to be the end of part 1 as we start a brand new round. That is going to be the end of part 1, everybody.
Nice.
Oh, we actually can, if they can be cut, we can end the episode now.
We'll see you in part 2, everybody. Bye.
Yeah.
Welcome back to part 2 of Althea's Dragon Empire, episode 22. Our heroes have conducted a ritual to remove the curse of harrowing from Rowan and Xantheus. However, after the curse, the malignant energy was removed from their bodies, something seemed to empower it, causing 2 Harrow Geists to appear. Meanwhile, in the Greylands, Ophelia faced one final test of the Gravefather, made her way into the temple, and met with her original patron, the Countess of Osseous, to whom she owes her loyalty, placed herself in a sarcophagus, and with the Gravefather's blessing, has returned to the material world, has been brought back to life. Thus, we continue in combat at the top of a brand new round. I, at the top of the round, am immediately going to spend my 2 points of fate
Okay.
and to summon some spirits. 2d3. Oh, this time it is a 4, a whopping 4 appear.
I don't know what this means. Oh, 4 spirits appear. Okay.
Spirits. And they appear, Ophelia,
Hi.
from you.
What the
Oh.
As the remnant energy of the Gravefather, of the Greylands, seems to coalesce and merge with some of the sort of animosity and darkness and sort of unnatural energies that surround this place, that cause Tyrea to remain in this place, as they manifest into 4 spirits.
Rhea, I love you, but could you stop doing that, please?
Put that thing back where it came from.
Oh, so help me.
Oh, help me.
That is at the top of the round. They just sort of emerge out from you. The last vestiges of that necrotic energy that was kind of flowing off you seems to have been burnt up in that process. But yeah, the spirits do manifest. Awesome. There is still some energy flowing out from within the barn as well, but these ones seem to burn off of you, basically.
Cool.
You would also notice at this point that Tyrea has stopped looking at you and is now seeing these spirits and is now looking around, and there is a sort of change in her demeanor. As she begins to grow frightened and unsure, and some of that instability that you remember from when the encounter with her previously, she's beginning to sort of revert back into that kind of state.
Oh no, if she starts cursing.
Not yet. But we go to
Rowan
the
and Xantheus
very
cursed again.
top of the round is Rowan, who has so far the only witness to Ophelia's resurrection.
Rowan in a daze kind of stumbles over this half fence.
Well, it's not a half fence. Like, the miniature obviously is a bit smaller. This is quite a tall fence. This is
He's
quite
quite a tall boy.
Yeah, so it would be an athletics check. I will give you advantage because you are a tall man.
Many thanks.
So you have advantage on the roll.
Natural 20.
You leap over this.
Over it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to have this count as like
There's a
difficult terrain or
Rowan-sized
anything.
hole in the fence now.
Just walk through it. And I'm
5 feet
gonna
of movement.
Like Homer through
run
the
up to that window.
This is just for the purposes of the camera.
No, the window.
Oh,
in
this
between.
window? Yep.
To the tavern.
Okay.
And press my face up against it.
There's a face in the window.
Yep. It's like
And
10 feet of movement you've used so
Anyone
far.
that I can see, I'm just going to shout through the window.
I think Xantheus is the only one. Xantheus and Gruff are the only ones
there,
within like
yeah.
eye line, basically.
see fear in Rowan's eyes. Like he's seen some shit.
What is it?
Seems standard.
Ophelia's risen from the dead!
What?
Hell is he on about?
Animated body lives!
Has that boy all taken too many knocks to the head?
I don't know what happened out there.
All right, well that's it. That's what you get in your 6
But
seconds
it's all
of the
muffled.
turn.
It's like.
And you're like pressed nose up against.
Yeah.
Ophelia
Like the meme.
Does Ophelia hear that though?
Yeah, if you're shouting at Ophelia, you hear Rowan's voice. Ophelia's risen from the dead. That's as much as you can say in 6 seconds. You do still have 20 feet of movement left and your action.
I'm going to use that to go towards this building, the entrance of this building, and see what is causing all these spirits to manifest.
20. So you get to about here. You could action dash if you
Yeah,
want to
I
get.
will do that.
Yeah. 5, 10, 15. So, Ophelia, you look behind you. You're just suddenly being assaulted by these spirits that have appeared out of nowhere. You glance behind you as you hear big thud, thud, thud feet. As you see Rowan like sticking his head in the door, looking around. Rowan, you see that there is a sort of dark, shadowy outline of Ophelia, like a kind of almost like a shadow, like an imprint of a shadow. It's disappearing slowly, but it's leaking some of that green necrotic energy back up into this world, and you can see that that's still prevalent.
How dare you, Dark Arts? How dare you disrespect my best friend's body?
Okay.
I'm
right.
shouting at the essence.
Yeah, absolutely. That is unfortunately going to be the full turn because it was your action to dash, unless you've got a bonus action you would like to use.
I do not, no.
Alrighty.
Bonus action.
At which case, the spirits are going to try to attack, unfortunately, poor Ophelia, just sort of lashing out. Actually, no, they would. I don't think they would attack Ophelia because you've just come out. You still have some of that Greylands thing.
Creator.
They are going to just sort of. And they're going to flow through here towards the Harrowed guys. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So they just.
No, they don't make it all the way in at least.
15, 20. Yeah.
But they are in the same room as us. They're in the goddamn wall.
Come through the kitchen.
Yeah, basically, it looks like a bunch of these things are coming through the kitchen. At this
I knew my cooking was bad. I didn't realise it was that bad.
Okay. So we can't see not all of them either. Okay.
Just the one ghost.
Althea's most haunted.
One is technically in the doorway, basically. I'm going to just put them there. But yeah, you just see these spirits just float towards the others, basically, towards inside the inn. And then it is Ophelia's turn.
Ophelia's. So I see. Do I see
You can
Rowan?
see Rowan. Yeah, unfortunately, the camera can't really see you. You're tucked all the way behind the building. But yeah, Ophelia's like right at the back of the building. You can just see Rowan.
Rowan, what's going on?
You tell me. What inhabits the vessel of my friend?
Ophelia, I am the vessel. It's me.
Lies, trickery. I've seen a little girl saying that everyone's going to die. I don't believe you. No.
Ophelia's gonna go up closer to Rowan, try and calm him down.
5, 10, 20, 25. Yeah, you get all the way up to him. Yeah, Ophelia. You watch Rowan, like you're kind of closing your eyes. You hear something approach. I'm just gonna have
You're a manifestation of the curse.
What? Your curse? What's going on? What's going on? Why are you so panicked?
Ophelia?
Yes. Hello. It's just me. Percival is here. Hello.
Oh, Ophelia, what?
Hi.
With that's probably going to be the turn, right? So while
Zero
that is happening,
explanation.
yep, zero explanation.
I bet.
I've always been here.
Okay.
Left.
What's going on?
It's the Harrowgeists.
Lie down.
1. Gruff, you get an attack of opportunity.
19 plus
I'll do it.
4.
Do it.
7 points of damage.
7 points, so 19 and then 7 points of damage to this one. Great. You have a point of terror, do you not?
I do, yes.
You've only got 1 point, don't you, Daisy? Do you have 2? Oh, that's right. You've because the wisdom saving throw. So this one's going to stay where it is. It's just going to move slightly out of the wall.
Oh, that's good.
Terror-based.
Yeah.
Keeping them split.
Yeah, because I think that Malady
all right,
only
I'll
has
help you.
1. You only have 1, and then that's it. All right.
Benedicta has like 4.
Yeah, she has 4, so that's why 1's chasing it. So that was Terrorgeist B, and that took 7 points of damage. You said.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So you do strike it with the shillelagh, like it does have an effect now as it moves past. But on their turn, they are going to make their attacks. So against Daisy, that is going to be a 15 to hit you, Daisy.
Yes.
Just hits you. You take 9 points of necrotic damage.
2, 5.
So it'll be half to 4 because you round down. But you do gain another terror, I'm afraid.
I'm on 3 terror, my dudes.
You're on 3 terrors.
He's gonna have to help me.
Yep.
deal with that,
And then I
please.
need you to make a wisdom saving throw with that -3. Wisdom saving
Sorry?
throw. Wisdom saving throw,
Oh.
please. With the -3, I'm afraid. You do have lots of fate, though.
I already rolled it though, and it's a 4.
You've already rolled it, so it's a 4. That means you are going to take 4 points of psychic damage. As the horrifying howl echoes in your mind, and you see flashes of flame, flashes of fire. Meanwhile, Benedicta is going to get attacked. That is a miss on the terrorizing touch. But Kim, can you roll a wisdom saving throw for her with a -4?
I rolled a 17, so 13, and then -1 more is a 17.
Oh, it's unfortunately a failure. This terror like mounting up.
That's without any wisdom save bonuses that she might have. I guess.
Yeah, no, that's
she
it.
has
She doesn't have.
-1.
She has -1.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
has
so I took
-1.
1 more point off.
I'm an idiot. And dumb.
I know.
And stupid.
Oh, also, sorry, Daisy, you would have gained some more because you failed that wisdom saving throw. You would have gained another 3 terror.
What?
Yeah, it's D3.
I'm on 6. I literally can't do shit now.
Need someone to save you. Benedicta
Yeah, I do.
also gains another 3, putting her up to 7.
God damn.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. The resistance to frightening thing removes all the stacks.
Protection from, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that and yeah.
If I choose to cast it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is also,
Okay, it's not my character.
Guess I'll fucking
Tom, you
go.
also, you might want to look at Melody's sheet because she has.
I know.
Yeah, I
well-
pointed that out to him already.
Oh, it says one condition or stack of effect. Does it mean the entire thing?
Yeah. It removes
Oh,
all
I
terror.
thought it was one.
No,
Oh,
no, it
okay.
removes all terror, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a radius effect as well, for anyone within.
Yeah, right.
So that is the Harrowgeist. They've both done their things. I can't use any of their fate abilities because I have none. And then, sorry, Benedicta would then have taken 7 psychic damage as well. You just like she's like muttering incoherently at this point. She's just like, "No, Melody, please don't abandon me!" Like kind of muttering to herself. After the Terrorgeists, we go to Xantheus. Harrowgeists.
Yes. I am dead center between the both of them. I was hoping for a way to push back the Geist from Daisy, but I don't have anything like that. However, I do have Chaos Bolt.
Damage them though.
Yeah, they are currently separated.
I would like to spend a sorcery point to twin this Chaos Bolt,
Oh,
hitting both
Majestic.
of the spirits
Yeah.
on either side of me.
great, go for it.
Now, Chaos Bolt is the best spell in the damn game.
Yeah, we've
It's
heard
plus
this.
5 to hit,
Okay.
and I
this is the
don't
one
have
that
any
you
fear.
roll the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. it is.
He's so happy.
So on the one that's by Benedicta and Malady, I get a 17.
Hits.
So 2d. Where's my other d8? There it is. A 1 and a 1. It chains.
Seriously.
Gotcha!
What's the range on the chain?
The range on the chain is mostly in the plains. My choice within 30 feet of it.
Within 30 feet of it.
Yeah, so
Spirits,
10,
though.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you can hit this spirit that's next to Gruff with it.
that's
basically.
fine. So that is acid damage on.
How much
Um,
to this one?
it's only 2 acid damage, but it changes.
Do you not get
Oh,
an
no, wait,
extra
sorry.
dice as well? Yeah, I was
I
going to
got
say.
6 as well. So that is 7 damage
7 damage to B.
on Spirit B by Malady.
And then this creature also, the little spirit, takes some damage.
It,
The Harrowgeist.
I believe, I make another attack roll.
That's right, and it can keep bouncing, can't it? Or can it? I don't know. Oh, it can.
That is a 12 plus 5, 17 to hit.
Hits.
That is 8 and a 3. So I can decide what damage it is. It's either thunder or fire. I'll go with fire.
All right. Minion destroyed.
Yeah, it's toast. I rolled so
This
much
one
damage.
I think it's out of actually range. Yeah, this one is just destroyed. It is not within range to heal the creature it was near to, so it was just
melt
out
it.
of range.
And because I twinned it,
Yeah, against the one
the
against
one
Daisy.
at the top, I
Oh
roll
my god.
a
It's amazing.
21 to hit,
Hits.
and it does.
Well, he got lucky with the chain as well.
So it's a 4 and a 1 on the d8. So it's either force or acid. I will go with force,
Yeah, sure.
which will do 9 force damage.
9 points of force damage. The Chaos Bolt lashes out of these two Harrowgeists, and it does indeed kind of rip them apart. And it does do hefty damage to both of them. You can see them kind of twist and warp and shred in their spectral forms. One of the smaller spirits is destroyed as well. You successfully managed to damage both of them, Xantheus.
And I feel so alive. I imagine
great
the
turn.
bolt that bounced off that ghost,
Yeah.
it shoots back past me. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah. You just watch as this storm of elemental magic
Do you think that's
launches out of
happened to you yet?
Xantheus.
In general, do you think that you've cast that spell as Xantheus at any point in his life and it's done the bounce yet? Or do you think that was the first time that it's bounced?
I believe that is the
it's
first
ever
time.
bounced.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you weren't expecting it to bounce?
This
Whoa!
magic, this magic is new to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to do that, but I love it even more now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just this raw elemental magic storming out of Xantheus, destroying these two. Not destroying them, but damaging these two targets. Great stuff, Xantheus.
And
Anything else
because
in
I
your turn?
spent a sorcery point, I also gain another rune. I'm at 3 runes.
3 runes.
Which means I actually produce nothing.
Yep.
It's 5 runes when that happens. So
Okay.
carry on.
Alrighty.
End of turn. I'm living for Chaos Bolt.
Gruffith.
Griffith, now freed from the little spirit, is going to charge towards the Harrowgeist that is attacking Benedicta. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to use a fate dice to add to my attack roll.
We love it. We love to see it. Give me one. Just
We
delicious.
love
Yum, yum, yum.
Good thing I did. 9,
Yum, 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 yum.
12, 13, 14, 15,
Thank
17,
you.
18,
So
19,
aggressive.
20 to hit.
20 hits.
4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
And so you see Gruff kind of charge forward and bring his staff in a kind of roundhouse whack across the back of this thing. And as the staff kind of gets to the end of its arc, Seren bursts out of it in a kind of just a fury of light and flies towards Daisy. It's not actually, but it's not going to do what you think it's going to do. It sort of manifests. Seren lands near Daisy, and then starts just hovering and flying in place and glowing in a healing light as Gruff casts Healing Spirit as a bonus action.
Okay.
So you call forth, I know, right, bonus action. You call forth the nature spirit to soothe the wounded. It appears in a space that is 5 foot cube you can see within range. It looks like a transparent beast or fae of your choice. It's going to look like
Sure.
Saren.
Yeah.
Well, no, let's say it looks like Ira. It looks slightly different. But no one knows this because none of you know what ice divers look like.
That's fine. I'm going to use this to represent them.
Yeah.
Where do you want it to be?
bird.
So it's 5 feet within range,
5
right?
feet, so yeah, 5, yeah, just exactly there.
Behind Daisy?
Next, behind Daisy.
Great. And then what's the effect?
So whenever you or a
they did update
creature
the spell, I think.
moves into the spirit space for the first time or starts there,
Yep.
you restore 1d6 hit points, no action required. and I heal a number of times equal to 1 plus my spellcaster modifier.
So your wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So you can do it a number of times. It's not indefinite.
5.
Yeah, it used to be that you could do it indefinitely, and people
Wow.
would just move in and out of the zone.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and you could like cast, and it'd last a minute. So in between combats, people would cast it and then just jump in and out of the circle and heal themselves. to full.
Amazing.
They've changed it now. But yeah, it's a great spell. So at the start of Daisy's turn, she'll get a D6 of hit points back. Yeah, great stuff.
That's fancy.
That's that.
And anybody in that range as well. And I will say
Yeah.
it's like a radius,
It's
right?
a radius of 5.
Yeah, 5 feet around
Yeah.
it.
Wait, can you decide who? Like if an enemy
up to
runs
60
into
foot.
it.
It doesn't say anything about enemies, just creatures.
Okay.
We can look up it like
Yeah.
later. I'm not going to say it's going to affect enemies for now, but we'll look at it.
Can't affect ghosts. Healing hurts them. You played Final Fantasy?
I wish.
Anything else on your turn, Gruffith? Because you've moved, you've
That's
attacked, bonus action.
That's me.
That's you done. It is poor Benedicta's turn. She can go. She does have a -7 to attack rolls and saving throws right now.
Yeah, but what if, you know?
What if? Could roll high enough, maybe.
Do I have to declare Divine Smite now?
You activate it when you make the attack
When I
roll.
make-
So like if it hits.
If it hits.
Yeah.
If it hits, it goes off, but then it's not wasted.
I roll a natural 1.
Yeah, she's just too terrified. Like she's trembling, her hands physically unable to hold a sword.
You rolled a -6.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty good.
pretty rough. Put that in the stats.
Lowest roll.
Then it would
Lowest
be
roll ever.
poor Daisy. At the start of your turn, you get D6 HP. Kim, do you want to roll a D6?
1!
All right.
I could take it away. I could take it away. I could take it away.
As a point, because it hasn't come up yet, nobody's asked. You do have an option of removing terror on your turn.
How would you do that?
So you can spend a fate dice, you roll the D6, and you remove that much terror, but you have to spend a fate dice to do it.
I'll do that.
Is it a free action?
It is a free action to do, yes.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right,
Because
so-
I have 6.
Yeah, I feel like at this point nobody's really had enough to do it.
Out of interest, do the NPCs have access to that? They can
I'm
spend
going to
fate to
say
use their
no,
abilities, but-
because this fate is more about the heroes.
Yeah.
So only you guys can do it.
So I roll D6.
D6 and you remove that much terror.
4 stacks.
All right, so you've got down to 2.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will hit the thing in front of me.
Yeah. And you get your hit points from Kim as well.
Yes.
Nice.
How much?
Gruff,
1.
I should say.
Enjoy that.
1 HP. Nice. So yeah, you can just try and strike at the thing next to you. You would have a -2.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Oh, it just barely misses, unfortunately.
Can I?
A little bit of fear creeps into your arm. Halts you for just a moment.
Why is my arm so scared?
Bonus action.
Yeah?
Oh, an arm.
I will hit just because I got 2 more than last time.
Yeah, then that's enough, yeah. So yeah, you do manage to strike.
But that's only on my dagger, so it's only D4.
Hey, every little helps.
6 points.
6 points of damage. Ooh, yeah. They are looking, that still strikes through, tears into the spirit. They are looking pretty heavily sort of diminished from what they were, but still going, unfortunately.
Okay.
Anything else, Daisy, on your turn?
No, because I still want to keep it away from that one.
Okay, great.
Actually,
Yeah,
no, I did. No, never mind. No, it's fine.
you're good? All right. Malady.
Okay, so within 20 feet of Malady,
So it's a round Malady.
she can spend 2 fate to use this ability, Mana Zone Purify. And this will last until the start of
Her next turn.
Her next turn. So if anyone runs into this, they will clear 1 condition or stack effect, all of the
So all terror. Yep.
and grant 5 temporary HP. Hostile, undead, fiends, fae, etc. take 5 damage. Lasts until the start of the turn. So yeah, I think Malady will try and do that to clear the stacks
Really?
from Benedicta.
Yeah, absolutely. That does mean I get 2 fate on my side.
does.
You watch as Malady is like, she looks over and she's like, sister. She like begins breathing heavily, and you watch as almost like she begins to condense magic around her own body, and it begins to glow, not golden holy light, but a very kind of sickly green and yellow. But she focuses it almost like an aura around her, and then with a slamming of her hand, she kind of makes a few gestures, and this great glyph kind of projects outwards on the floor around her, and just fills the air with magical energy, basically. So I believe that this would affect Gruffith.
Oh, sorry, she would move within 20 feet of...
Yeah, she already is.
Oh, okay.
5, 10, 15. This is going to hit everybody with the exception of Daisy and the guys outside.
Yeah.
But Gruffith and Xantheus, you both lose any terror you have, and you gain 5 temporary hit points.
Does that stack on my 4?
If it would replace it because it's the higher value. So it doesn't. Temporary hit points never stack, but you always get the highest amount.
Okay.
So you would gain 5 now instead.
And
Benedicta
the
loses
undead.
all of her terror.
And yeah, the I guess the Shadowgeist, Terrorgeist, Harrowgeist, that's the one, would also take 5 HP.
And it does take 5 damage, which the timing is very convenient.
Because they had 5 HP left.
No,
Yes.
because you reduce it down to below half. You watch as the creature, the Harrowgeist, as the sort of radiant energy damages it, it desperately kind of like writhes in pain and suffering, and it tries to draw on fear from any creature around it. But there is now no fear, as that fear has been dispelled by Malady's magic, and it's not able to. So I basically you can't use its reaction feed on terror, and it remains in place. That ability would have allowed it to not only steal fate dice from the pool, but it also would have allowed it to teleport away a number of distance. So by doing that, Malady's perfectly timed thing and the damage done to it, it prevents it from escaping and kind of locks it in place. So well done on the timing on that one, young Thomas.
Yep. Planned.
Yeah, I know it was not planned, but at the top.
But yes, for your benefit, it is still active until the start of Malady's turn, if you can make it over there. But
Yes,
I mean,
you could.
it's not actually that far away from you.
No, it's 20 feet, so it actually goes out so it'd
Up
go
onto the balcony as well.
5, 10, 15, 20, so it's about up to here.
Okay.
So you can actually make it. It's quite a big area, basically.
Yeah.
We go to the top of the round. I physically can't summon any more spirits. Well, I could summon one. I'm not going to bother. So we just jump straight into Rowan's turn.
Rowan takes in Ophelia.
Oh, one quick thing, actually, just before. The two of you, because you're the only ones who can see her, you look over and Tyrea looks in a bad way. She's like holding her head, shaking. The spirit is very faint, but you see the trees in the garden are beginning to like move, and you see vines, and she is losing control at this point.
My current focus is on Ophelia. Can I do some sort of insight check to see if it's...
Absolutely, you can. Yeah,
Look into her eyes and see
Yeah.
if there's life.
absolutely.
Is it, it's a 7 plus 3, 10.
10.
Steven.
What's your charisma modifier at the moment, Ophelia?
It's 2.
+2. Yeah, you looking at it, it's clearly Ophelia. She looks different. She looks kind of dead in a way, like a lot more undead at least. But the nature of her personality, everything of that is still Ophelia. Like there is, at this point, I would imagine that with a role like that, Rowan is fairly convinced that this is Ophelia. It's not some shadow. It's not some specter. It's not, some doppel. It is a living creature that at least is acting and behaving like Ophelia would.
Rowan's face very quickly softens and gives you a quick hug, and then places her behind Rowan.
Okay.
There's something wrong with Tyrea. We'll discuss this in a minute.
Okay. Is everybody okay?
Better than you.
What? What is that supposed to
You
mean?
were
How dare
dead.
you? What?
And I'm gonna say, Tyrea, it's us. Everything's okay.
Can you give me a persuasion check, please?
Can I use fate dice?
You absolutely can.
Thank
You always can.
12 plus persuasion, however, is +5, so 17.
17. You do seem to get through to Tyrea, and you see her visibly relax. She is for the moment, calmed. She will not take any hostile actions if you approach her, and her lair actions will not trigger. As long as she is calmed. If she becomes unstable, then those things can happen.
Ophelia, I don't know what happened, but go bloody get him. And I'm going to give you bardic inspiration.
Okay, thank you. Get what?
They need help.
What am I getting?
Bad things. It was meant to be inspiring, but I appreciate it's not that much information.
Oh, it's okay. I will
There's
get
a
on
rumble
that.
in the jungle.
On that wonderful quote, Xantheus, you are unfortunately about to get swarmed, I'm afraid.
Okay.
15, 20, 25, 30. As these spirits are going to come and surround you.
Oh, do it, cowards. But you won't. Oh, they are. Shit.
They have, and they're going to make a group attack against you.
Yep.
Huh. That is going to be a 15, 19 to hit.
Yeah.
That will be, there's 4 of them, 8 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, I will use one of the runic charges to reduce it by a d6.
Okay.
Boom. 5, so I take 3 damage.
Take 3 points of damage.
Which is all temp
As they're
HP. I
trying
am
to, like, grasp and grab
alive.
you. They would, as Melody's aura is still effective, because they don't know this.
Oh, they take damage, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Dum-dums.
All of them do. So at the end of their turn, they basically all evaporate.
Bite me. And
Yeah,
then,
they basically swarm
bite
you
you.
and then get demolished by this purified zone of
nice.
mana, basically.
Is that me?
Doth they heal?
Was it something I said?
Oh, they would, yeah.
Oh, there he
You're a special
is.
point. Not all of them would, because there only a couple of them were in range, I believe. One was
2
here.
either side.
2 were in 5, 10. Only
the
one
rest
was
behind.
actually within 10, I believe. Yeah, the other one was 15 feet away. So one of them does kind of join up
Okay.
with that creature over there. They do, unfortunately, heal the max of 6, however.
Oof. That was a d6 per.
As a d6 per, yeah, so good job that not all of them were there.
Yep.
Great stuff. That was the spirits go.
So on it.
I know.
Ophelia.
Yeah, Ophelia's gonna follow Rowan's instruction and go get him.
Okay, because there's a rumble in the jungle.
There's a rumble in the jungle.
So I realise there's no windows.
Yeah, because they all got smashed out. There's
just
no
shutters.
glass.
Yeah,
it's
you
shut.
could. Yeah. So, do you want to try and go for one of the windows and get through a window, or
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my god,
Okay.
can you?
I was fake muffling my voice.
Our dead friend is crawling through the window.
what's
cross
Ophelia's movement speed? Is it 35?
35, yeah.
Yeah. So your movement, you get to the window, you look in. You can't see the one above you, but you can see like Xantheus and Gruff and the 2 Inquisitors fighting some swirling storm of necrotic magic. You see a bunch of ghosts rush up, attack Xantheus, and then get blown apart by magic, basically. But you are at a window. There's no glass in it, so it's just the shutters.
Ophelia's gonna climb through the window.
Yeah, okay, so dash action, so you'd be squeezing through, so it's going to take 15 feet of movement. But
I think Daisy can't see that window
Yeah.
right now.
yeah, it's like the grudge.
Rowan's
And
like,
she's
what?
raging as she comes through.
Are you going to rage as well as a bonus action? Okay, you've got another 20 feet of movement. Do you just rush towards the enemy?
Yeah.
Do you
5, 10, 15,
Like-
20.
yell or roar when you rage?
Oh yeah, she's just like, just like furious.
So,
See that?
everybody with the Daisy sees it from like looking down, like you see this black and red shape just on all fours, like scrabble across the floor. The rest of you see.
Summoned something else. They've summoned something else.
The rest of you see a ghoul-like Ophelia just burst in through the window, new sword in hand.
Silver Eye, save me! It's a demon from the Twin Pits!
Malady and Benedicta are both looking like, what in the scions is happening? But that is your full turn, I believe, for movement, action, and everything else. Well done, Ophelia.
We're going to kill Ophelia.
Back to the hells you go!
So at this point, Daisy, you have 2 terror, don't you? But nobody else has any terror.
I've got 1.
You've got 1, do you, Rowan? Interesting.
He's out in this barn.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, they move towards.
They're
Okay.
not gonna take damage.
They're about to get a ton of opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, but also go through people, yeah.
Yeah. So Gruffith, Xantheus, and Ophelia.
And Melody?
Huh?
Benedicta?
No, she doesn't actually move. They don't actually move through Malady. All of you guys do take 5 points of cold damage, though.
But they moved away from Benedicta.
Yes, so Benedicta,
get one.
Gruffith, Xantheus, and Ophelia all get opportunity attacks.
Okay.
22 to hit. 11 points of damage.
Okay,
That's
great.
from Gruff.
That's from Gruff.
Okay. I apparently have a dagger.
Yeah.
Sure, I would have done. Sorry, that's an 18 to hit with the dagger, and
Yep.
then 4 damage.
4 points of damage. It all
Yeah.
adds up.
Yeah. Or would they? Out of interest, would the ghast now be too close to the other one when I go to hit it?
Not when you go to
Not
hit
when
it.
you
When
do.
Ophelia goes to hit it, though.
Okay.
They are going to be close.
I rolled a 20, a dirty 20 for Benedicta,
Yep.
and I rolled 11 points of damage.
Another 11 points. Yep. Ophelia, what did you roll to hit?
I rolled a 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to hit.
You do hit, but unfortunately it's going to be too close to the other one as its ability, its chain-bound life force ability prevents it taking any damage as it's close enough to its friend. So you strike it and it has no effect as you kind of strike this creature. But you do see that Benedicta, Gruff, and Xantheus all managed to get good, solid hits in as it goes past. And it was looking very weakened, very, very weakened as it
I'm actually
was.
tempted to say I wouldn't have attacked at all. The opportunity attack. I'm like, Ophelia's charging at me, so it would have been 4
Would you like me
damage.
to remove 4 damage?
Take the 4 damage back, because I'm also like, if Ophelia's charging at me and I'm ready to like strike back at this thing that's running towards me. Now I've seen you attack the ghast.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
The
like,
ghast.
wait a minute. Did actually Ophelia?
We'll save that for a minute, because that was only its movement as it rushes away, basically.
Yeah, there's no way I'd be looking at the ghast, is
Yeah.
what I mean.
Daisy, unfortunately, is going to try and attack you still, as you're up on the top. That's going to be a miss, I believe. That is only a 10 to hit. So it misses, and then it just needs to. You need to make a wisdom saving throw, please, against its horrifying howl. Would you like to spend a fee?
Ugh, too late.
Total?
fail.
What'd you get total?
I rolled a 7 minus 2.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately. But it's only 1 more point of terror, and then how much terror do you currently have? 3, so you take 4 psychic damage. As this thing is just instilling fear. And it kind of makes sense that, like, you know, we know that Daisy, well, you and I know that Daisy has a very powerful fear that it seems to be feeding off, basically, as it moves past you. Oh, wait, sorry, not as it moves past it, as it attacks you. That is then we go to Xantheus.
I'm kind of locked on to. I was ready to like cast a spell on Ophelia, but now I'm kind of. Wait, is that actually you? Say it to you quickly. There's other things we need to deal with.
Yes, it is me. Yes, it's me. I have returned. I am back.
The voice of the devil. It speaks in Ophelia's voice. No. Okay.
I think I died. Did I die? Did I die?
We can get to that later.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of. Get to it later. But I want to try and make an opportunity for Daisy to get away from the ghast, but I don't know how.
It's fine.
So that you can get to the aura.
Yeah, but I can
Tom,
do that. I can disengage.
Remember, these can be spent to do creative
I
shit
can-
as
That's
well.
what I'm wondering.
I can disengage. I'm a rogue. I can move.
Don't need to disengage if I use a fate to obliterate a ghast. I can do that, right?
No.
No.
I mean, if you could have done that.
But
then
you could
yeah,
be
but
like,
no.
can I barrage this thing with magic to like make it easier for Daisy to go away? Obviously, with
I
a
can-
rogue, it's a bit different. She can just disengage. But
I appreciate that, but I.
Mechanically, I know that you can do that, but it's what Xantheus would try to do. I can't damage it anyway. There's not really much else I can do, so I would.
do you want it? You could like, I mean, like this is. I not that I like doing this, but like. The creative uses of like using fate dice, right? If you want to be like, rather than using my like fiery spells to do damage, could I like grab it with flame and try and pull it away or something like that? Pull it closer to the others or something like that. If you wanted to try and do something else,
yeah.
Like I don't mind you guys kind of playing with the flavor of those kind of things.
Oh yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, just try and. If it's a cantrip, ideally, I would like to.
I'd say you can use a cantrip. If you use leveled spells, I would give you bonuses on top of the roll, basically, for the more spell slots, the higher the spell slot.
Sure, let's call it a first level.
First level spell. All right.
Yeah.
So, what spell are you using? Because that'll flavour it.
Let's call it a chaos bomb.
Okay, that's so yeah, basically you create almost like this whip of elemental energy that you, rather than trying to blast this creature, you're going to try and almost control the magic with your runes, wrap it around it, and then yank it towards you like a lasso. Make a spellcasting roll for me, so d20 plus your charisma.
Okay.
Add an extra 1 because it's a first level spell slot, and I'm going to have it make a grapple check, basically, like as if this was a grapple.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually going to spend a fate dice to add it to an ability check, which I can do.
That fate dice I spent, I can't. That doesn't go towards it. Okay.
No. So I would only have gotten a total of 9, actually.
I got 6.
Oh.
I rolled a 2 plus 3 plus 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the creature, like, this is an unusual use of your magic. You've never tried this before. As you try and kind of wrap this thing around, it lashes on, but the creature just kind of breaks free, shattering the magic.
I mean, it's also fate manipulating this thing as well. Like, it's kind of out of my hands.
Yeah, exactly.
How this is working, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on your turn, Xantheus?
No, that's the lot.
Griffith.
How, I think Gruff is gonna start moving up the stairs, so 30 foot up the stairs.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah. Basically want to try and encourage the thing to come towards me. So I might just stay there? I don't know, because, yeah.
What are we doing?
Can I dash so I can get to the top of the stairs?
5, 10,
So just
15.
about,
You have
like,
another
yeah.
15 of movement if you'd like to.
The thing is, I want it to come towards me away from, like...
Daisy, yep.
Yeah, so I'll stay where I am.
Sure.
It's probably gonna follow me because I've got the stacks.
Yeah, but I also just want to hang out here for a bit, and there's no point me going all the way there because it's still close to the other one, so there's no point attacking it right now. And yeah, I don't have a bonus action or anything like that. Anything interesting I can do? Well, I do, but I don't have anything interesting to do with it.
Ready action?
Ready action if it comes towards me. Well, because would I have a ready action if I've just dashed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, yeah, because you have to use it as your action. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, yeah, you're correct.
So I'm just in terms of RP. Gruff's gonna try and make himself big and shout.
Big and shouty.
Oh, you bloody ghost bugger! Come over here!
Nice, all right.
Bloody dirty bugger!
It is Benedicta's go. I'm taking some control of Benedicta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
She's
seeing Ophelia run in, back from the dead, Benedicta is like, undead spawn! And it's just like, you foul thing, you are not supposed to be here!
You're here!
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And could you make an attack against Ophelia for me, please, with a stat?
You did crawl through a
It's
window,
fair.
and you do look
I
slightly more
was
dead
ready
than
to get
you
blasted
I
too.
get it. I get it.
You cannot use her fate ability on this.
no. It almost was a 20, but it was 19 plus 6 to hit.
Yep.
That was the third episode in a row that Ree gets crit.
10 points of slashing damage.
10 points of slashing damage, Ophelia. As this great sword comes slicing down.
Was I
you have it
full
for raging.
when I came back health?
You could take a long rest. Yeah.
I hadn't taken a full rest, so I was like, that's a bit scary.
You're
Yeah,
at 6 HP
But
still.
you're raging though, so
My rage would have gone because I haven't hit anybody.
That's true, yeah. Didn't attack anybody in the last 10.
You did attack, but it didn't hit.
Didn't hit.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, you did attack. Yeah, you would, actually. Yeah, you had the
still
opportunity to
did.
attack, so you would still be enraged. So you only take 5.
Okay, fair.
And you would have, had a long rest as well. I forgot.
Nice.
Sorry.
That's all right, no worries.
Also means you have your spell slot back.
Oh yeah, you're going to spell slot back.
Can't do it.
But yeah, the Benedicta is just like, you should not be here, abomination. Ksh, what foul planar magics have you wrought to come return?
I've been given a great honor and destiny. How dare you?
Kshing! Blades kind of strike together. That is going to be Benedicta's turn, unfortunately. Sorry to steal her away from you for that.
That's fine.
I will. Do you know what? I will spend a fate point to have made that happen because it's fun.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
After Benedicta, it would be Daisy's turn.
can I have my D6, please?
4.
Thank you. I will.
So So you wanted to disengage or maybe try and run into the zone, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a couple of things.
So what I was going to do was hold
Please.
my action until... So I didn't have the -3, so
Yeah.
I was going to run over into the range.
Yeah.
And then hold my action to attack it
Sure,
when it
comes
came
closer
to me.
Right. Two things. Because this is a balcony in the L shape, you've got two choices.
Okay.
You can either run through the creature,
Which will
because it
hurt.
is incorporeal, it will do some cold damage to you, or you could try and jump across the balustrade, because it's all broken and things like that. You can try and jump across.
But I currently have minuses to everything.
You only to attack rolls and saving throws, not
okay,
to ability
so not
checks.
What check would
It would be an athletics check.
That's not good for me. So
Yeah. Could spend a fate point.
You are running next to a healer.
I know, but I don't want to fall down because then that defeats the purpose.
And also, you don't look as cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm
So you could
saying
just run through it.
you're
So
gonna
it's a d6 of cold damage.
Yeah,
if you
I'll run
it.
through it.
All right, so you disengage, you run through, you take 3 points of cold damage. So it's incorporeal, so you're not going to get difficult terrain. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you get to here.
Am I in
And
this
then you
area?
would have to bonus action dash. It's literally 1,
Oh,
5.
for God's sake. Yeah, fine, sure.
Do you want to get next to Gruff or behind Gruff?
Beside is fine.
Beside Gruff. So you bonus action dash, cleanses all of the stacks of terror, and you gain 5 temporary hit points. And you can see Melody's zone is about to end as well, like it's about to fade. And then,
Temporary hit points stay until they're used, though, even if it ends. If her.
yes, they would. Yes, they would. Yes. All right, and then you said you wanted to ready action for when this thing chases after you.
I can't because I had to dash.
All right, that's right. Yes, that's true. To be honest, what you didn't know is like Rowan still has 1 terror. It's probably going to go after Rowan.
I guess you're leaving the party. See ya.
I'm just gonna keep running.
Yeah, go.
So end of Daisy's turn. Melody's turn, the zone effect ends.
Yep.
And she will call out and just be like, Benedicta, enough! We have other problems. We will deal with the Ossian later. And she will just point. The creatures are going after the Yotnir, Rowan. They are going after them. He is the one that's still connected to their energy. We need to separate them, and just will call that out to everyone. But probably, yeah, if you'd like her to move, like I can move her around.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were taking control of the turn.
No,
Sorry,
just like a little bit of RP.
Yeah, all right.
What's RP?
Are we still RPing?
I don't know.
So her magic bolt pushes,
Yes.
which doesn't really want to do. Is there something that she could do to almost, instead of role playing, to mechanically try and calm Benedicta down?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll roll a persuasion check for her. 17.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, sis.
You see, like, Benedicta kind of, like, snaps out of it, glares at you like fucking abomination. Like,
Ophelia's staring
yeah,
right
like,
back.
they're the two, like, but yeah, she kind of, like, holding the blade, she, like, pulls it back and will, like, look towards where the creatures went, and it seems to refocus herself up.
Yeah, I think she wouldn't attack knowing that it pushes, unless
Yeah,
it's an
yeah,
optional
yeah.
thing, but would, slowly move forward. It's only got 20 feet of movement, but
Yeah, she can move forward,
nudge forward just a bit to just in case she needs to head outside or...
Heading out with the group, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we go to Rowan. It's the top of a brand new round. I can't summon spirits anymore. Rowan.
Can I see the clipped through ghost at the top there?
You
coming
can
out
definitely
through
see
the-
something phasing in and out. You can definitely see it's up
So
there,
I
yeah.
know it's both the positions of these ghosts right
Yeah, I would
now.
say right now you do, yes.
I'm going to cast Heroism on myself to remove the terror.
Very smart. We love to see it. We love to see it. So, like, almost facing these horrible ghouls chasing you, you steal your own
Fear
heart.
me. Wait,
I don't
I do
fear
not
you.
fear you.
Yeah, that's very Rowan. And then you kind of, feel this courage surge. And yeah, they seem to just lose interest in you.
I still want to try and draw that one towards me.
Okay. What would you like to do that?
Evil entity of intangible evilness. You suck. I'm going to cast... Oh, no, wait, I did. Heroism.
I will let you make an intimidation check for free.
By the
At
way,
a disadvantage.
I don't think Daisy's clocked that she just saw something moving. She's not clocked that it's Ophelia yet. Because she was too distracted by
focus
this,
on
so
that,
she has no idea that she's too focused to realize that you are here.
21.
21 with disadvantage.
Oh.
Sorry, I added that on afterwards.
Oh no, it's 12.
12. 12, the creature, if it has any sentience, does seem to still regard you as some sort of threat, maybe, and does seem to sort of, be drawn towards you.
Start slowly backing away.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll use half my movement so that it can have the chance to catch up to me.
Yeah, so you move about 15 feet.
Goading
back.
it.
Yeah, goading it. Alrighty. There are no spirits. Ophelia.
I think Ophelia's just going to turn around and go back through the window towards the coast.
So you just kind of
Opportunity.
like jump through. We know you can get there in a turn.
Just like shout, Rowan, and then just like jump out through the window.
Yeah.
Skeletor
Away.
out the window.
Yeah.
You run towards me. Hey, by the way, I'm alive. And leave.
She didn't even do that. She just shouted, yeah, and then went.
Got attacked and left.
Yeah.
Bye.
You land, you scrabble through the window. We know you can get there.
Could have been a dream.
That's your movement. You've got an action and a bonus action left. It's about 10 feet away from you in terms of reach.
I can probably whip it.
Yeah.
Whip
Yeah, you
nose.
can in theory sort of like end up, like you could come out of the window on a side angle.
Yeah. I could get closer, veracity, and then.
Yeah. With that,
It won't take damage at the moment.
It won't take damage at the moment, but yeah, you've used your movement. You would have to action dash to get closer.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'll try whipping it.
Okay. Yeah. With your whip, your blood whip.
16.
16 hits, but unfortunately it is too close to its friend at the moment, so it doesn't take any damage. But it almost seems to like recognize you now as a threat as you kind of whoosh, whip out towards it. It almost seems to sense you and sort of turns parts of its face. You know, it's this swirling mass of faces. Some of them look towards you, some of them look towards Rowan. What is Ophelia afraid of?
Failure.
Failure. So you see yourself prostrate before the Greyfather again, having failed,
yeah.
and him just banishing you to the Grey Waste. Absolute failure.
Yeah.
And that's what you see as a flash in that moment. All right, great. So after Ophelia's turn, we go to the Geists themselves, the Harrowed Geists themselves. This one was goaded by Rowan. So 5, 20 is going to move this way. This one has Daisy, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 targets. I'm going to roll to see which target it goes for. So Daisy will be 1, Gruff will be 2, Malady will be 3, Xantheus 4, Benedicta 5. Of course I roll a 6. 2, Gruffith.
Hello.
Perfect. You did just call for it as well.
It rushes towards you. Rowan, an attack against you.
11 feet.
11 to beat.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a 12 for me, so I do hit. You take 4 necrotic and gain 1 terror. Gruffith.
I've got heroism.
Oh, you gain none. You take no terror then.
Oh, you would
I'll
need
roll
to-
concentration there.
Yeah, DC 10.
15.
You pass. Gruffith, that's a miss. 9 to hit you. So just deflecting it with the staff, using your magic, dodging out of the way as it tries to do that. And then can you both make wisdom saving throws for me, please? Actually, there's no point you rolling this trot because you're immune to it and you can't take damage from it anyway, but...
16.
16, you succeed. You have no terror, right, Gruff? You take nothing. Like, this thing screams at you, but you are unfazed, having faced it down, feeling that you are getting closer and closer to victory. This thing does not have any hold upon you.
I kind of almost want Gruff to just scream back.
Yeah.
Like a
I
mummy.
am going to spend 2 points of my fate to activate both of their freezing fear abilities. I need charisma saving throws from Gruffith and Rowan, please.
I'm going to take a point of fate.
Okay,
A point of fate.
please do.
Oh, didn't need it. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23 and 17.
17, yeah.
Okay, you both are unaffected by this.
Oh, man.
With a 23 Gruff, I'm actually going to say this ability, you're immune to this ability until the end of the encounter. Because, 23 is considerably higher than its DC. So, yeah, like, you are, like, this ability can't target you anymore. Right? But, Rowan, you managed to deflect it, basically. And just, the fear does not take hold in you. You can't be frightened anyway. So, alrighty. That is the Geist go. We then drop to Xantheus.
Okay, the one in this room is now targetable, knowing that the other one
Yes.
is further away. I'm afraid I'm far too far away to be able to get to Rowan and help out there. So I'm just going to pray that you survive, basically.
Thank you. Doing the prey action.
He's going to be there.
Good luck. Yeah, well, I'm also like looking around like, did anyone else see that? But yes, I will cast a Scorching Ray.
Oh,
Scorchio.
3 Scorchio.
3 Scorchios
On those attack rolls, Bebo.
on plus 5. That's an 8. Huge. Natural 1. And a 14.
14 hits.
Yes.
2d6 of fire damage.
That is 4 and 2. I'm empowering it.
Okay.
Should I? Right next to the no, I'm not. I'm not empowering it. The Inquisitors are right next to me.
Both of them.
Hey, watch this.
I was like, okay.
That is a
Hey, hey, watch this. Inquisitive this. More like Iron Man beams. Yeah. But yeah, the scorching rays, they just pass through the creature. Your aim goes well. Did you said one of them was a natural 1, right?
Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Hang on.
I believe scorching ray does say it sets flammable objects on fire.
Can it set his own?
Does it not?
No, it just on a hit it takes fire damage, but it doesn't say anything
Then
about
nothing
setting on
happens.
fire. It's just
The magical fire is dispersed enough
It's
that it does not
a
set the
heat
other
ray,
fire.
but it leaves like a
burn mark.
burn mark.
Yeah.
We
No
have
flame.
to repair now.
Yeah, sure. That's
Alrighty.
easy.
That's just added another 200 gold to rebuild costs.
It's going to take like 600,000 anyway. Look at this place.
Taking it out of your pocket, young man.
Alrighty.
that
Zan,
out,
anything
alright.
else on your turn?
No.
Gruffith.
I whack.
Time to whack.
Oh, I do not whack. That is a 10 to hit.
Just a 10.
Yeah.
So remember, you got to renounce it beforehand, but yeah, sadly a miss.
Saving that for cool stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Bonus
Sally
action
misses.
though, I will whistle, causing the spectral visage of Era to fly down to where the window is.
Okay. So you can move it as a bonus
Yeah,
action?
bonus action
Nice.
30 foot.
Nice.
So about there.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I got.
Alrighty. Great stuff.
Happy to be here.
After Gruffith, we have Benedicta. You may have control once more.
Chase after
probably-
the dead.
Yeah, she probably can't get up the stairs, right?
She could dash.
I feel like we're all crowding the stairs there.
She could attempt to jump up to
I
the
was going
balcony.
to say.
She can jump on the bar. She can get on the bar, and I'd say with an athletics check, she could jump up.
God damn.
Athletics plus 6.
Box
Oh.
jumping.
Should I do a fate dice as well?
30-foot vertical leap.
5, 10.
I did it before.
Yeah. She can't add fate dice.
It's 10 feet up.
Yeah, no. Rolled a 2.
Rolled a 2. It's kind of pathetic. She like gets up there, she jumps, gets a hand on it, but I imagine that because the inn is kind of rubbish, like the rotten floorboards like snaps away and she comes flying back down.
Another repair.
Yeah.
Another 200 gold.
Alrighty, so that was Benedicta's turn, so we go to Daisy.
I will hit the thing in front of me.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Gruff.
No, you're not.
You're
beside
to the
me.
beside, yeah.
Beside me. I've never.
Does mean if you do hit, you have an ally, so sneak attack.
Being a cheeky little scamp.
Can I use a fate dice?
You can. That's what they're there for.
I really want to do something good. I rolled a natural 1.
Add it up though, you might still be enough.
3 plus 6.
Oh, so 6 plus
I-
3, 9. Yeah, unfortunately so. Yeah, gosh. Because if you'd gone a
Damn.
6, you still probably could have hit that, I think. Like, maybe.
Too.
Yeah, that really sucks.
I
So
hate life.
the terror of this thing, you do get bonus action. Offhand.
That'll hit. It's an 18.
18 hits, and you do
Okay.
still get the sneak attack.
I know, but just what the
I know,
fuck is...
I know,
what the
I know.
fuck?
It's dice,
This has
man.
been like a few weeks of
Of
just,
just
utter
there.
shit.
Here you go. Try this.
No, fuck off.
No, I
with-
cooked it. I cooked it.
I thought it was one of your chaos
I thought you were
dice.
giving me a chaos dice and I was not going to use it. No, don't. I'm not using it.
Put it down.
All right.
Down. Put it down.
All right. I'm just saying.
So it is a
It's a horrible dice.
6 plus another 11.
17. With your offhand. So these two knives, you watch as Daisy, like that first one, maybe it's the fear that causes you to hesitate. You see the flashes of flame, flashes of memories, but then something spurs you and that second blade comes in and rips through the remaining of the spirit, destroying it.
Oh.
Bloody hell, Daisy.
Just
I was
barely
owed
enough.
that, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
You watch as Daisy just rips through it and just disseminates
Oh, that's
the
right.
body as it vanishes. Anything else on your turn, Daisy? You still have a move action.
I will move down the stars.
Okay.
Well, however far I can go.
25, 30. Yeah, you basically
Yeah.
on the bottom
I
step.
just love the idea that Gruff just saw this happen and Daisy just skip off down the stairs and he's just following her like,
Okay.
bloody hell just happened.
I think your presence helped to make me feel like I could do it, Gruff, so thank you.
I think you're just saying that.
Did no one else see Ophelia?
Melody's turn. Yes, we saw the undead woman.
What?
Deal. And she's like, yes, let's deal with the last creature. It's Melody's turn. What would you
Oh,
do?
sorry. Yes. With 20 feet of movement. I mean,
She can
out of the
5,
door?
10, 15, 20. She can kind of get over here.
she heads towards the healing spirit, I guess. But
Yeah.
like,
When
I
we
don't.
renovate, can we put another door in?
Another? We.
Yeah.
Because this is a long
Fire
way.
exit, yeah.
Let's just take out.
There is
the
a back door in
bottom
through the kitchen.
I know, but it's
wrong
still
way,
far.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it is, yeah.
But
Just
if she
teleport.
can't attack, then
She doesn't get one.
let's just stay there for the healing.
Okay.
It's supping on birds.
Is she 5 foot?
She's within 5 feet of it, yep. She hasn't taken any damage yet. But
Oh, then no, I'm not gonna. Well, it says I can choose to heal. It
yeah,
doesn't
that's,
have to go
no, I
up.
know.
So I'm not.
I'm joking.
I
doing
did say
it.
choose.
Right. So it is the top of a brand new round, and we begin with Rowan.
Rowan whips out his long sword, grips it with two hands.
Why is that funny, Mark?
Penis.
Oh, he said it.
That's a TikTok now.
There it is.
Hi, TikTok.
Can we dress up as Beavis and Butthead?
Does he get
Carry
ready
on,
to
Rowan.
joust with it?
I'm gonna spend a fate.
Oh, spice.
What's happened in the past 2 minutes?
Muad'Dib!
18.
Lisan al-Gaib. 18. 18 hits.
I thrust my sword effectively. It does 9 points of
9
damage.
points of damage. You know, the weapon, maybe a little bit of like magic, like vibrating it, seems to connect with this creature. It definitely affects it, causes it to reduce and diminish in some way as it does strike true.
Excellent.
else
That's
on your turn?
all I can really do.
All right. There are no spirits, so we go for Ophelia.
Yeah, Ophelia's gonna chase this spirit around the building.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, get within melee range.
Yeah, I'm gonna go whack it.
Yeah, so are you going to use Veracity?
I'll use veracity, yes, please.
New rapier.
Yeah. 12.
Just a 12. Unfortunately, he just barely misses this thing. Its AC is 13.
Can I use my whip?
Yes, yeah,
Offhand?
yep. It's part of the ability of Veracity. You get to make an offhand attack with it.
Same, 12 again.
12 again, just not able to strike punches. This thing moving erratically, not quite made of real material. It's hard to pin down, and yeah, your strikes just are wild. Unfortunate.
Just a shot of Rowan is like a whip and a sword is just going across his face.
Can I command Percival to move back, please? I just realised he's right next to the spirit.
Yeah, he moves back. The spirit makes an opportunity attack against him. but he's a skeleton, so he doesn't take any necrotic. I know, he's fine. No, he wouldn't make an attack. This creature would ignore Percival because it's not living. So yeah,
Brother.
Percival just moves back. You do look over. Tyria is beginning to look disturbed again, but not quite yet. It'll be the end of this turn that the effect wears off.
Can I just try and calm Tyria down again?
No, you've made your actions, unfortunately, for this
Okie
turn. So
problem.
that is going to be it for this turn. The last remaining Geist, Rowan, is going to try and attack you. That's going to be a miss. That's only a 9 to hit. Yeah, so it misses. And you are currently immune to its fit, so there's no point in doing its howl. At this point, we just jump straight back down to Xantheus.
Nice. So with 30 feet of movement, I can get to probably a window. 5, 10, 15, 20.
You can get to that window, yes.
From that window, would I be able to?
You can. I'm going to give it half cover, so I'm going to give it an extra 2 AC.
Because it is basically behind a building and an open door and through a window. But
A lot of things.
Yeah.
5
maybe.
points of healing.
oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just realised how high my health was. If you don't want to do that,
It's fine.
I'm looking real healthy.
He's
I think
So primary.
Gruff is kind of somewhat traumatized by how unhealthy you normally are, that he just does it automatically.
fair enough.
I look great.
That checks out.
Let's get that attack roll.
Yes.
Or
So
whatever you're doing.
this is going to be Chaos Bolt again.
Okay.
Plus 5. That is.
Is that a requirement for Chaos Bolt? I'm just wondering.
Yes.
It's a spell.
It says it
it's
in
a
there.
somatic component.
It's got, yeah, verbal and somatic. 11.
It's a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yes, AC 13. I told you that's a few times.
I know.
This was sitting here as well. It was
got
just
seeking?
sitting here.
No?
Sorry?
You don't have seeking?
I do. I'll use seeking. Thank you, ex-sorcerer.
Unite.
We stick together. I do have seeking. I will try again. It's 2. Okay. Yeah, I'll try again. If I use seeking and I didn't use fate on the first one,
Yeah.
can I use?
Yep.
Sure. Let's try a
It's an
fate on it.
extra attack. So
Yeah.
My pool is full.
Oh God, I think I needed it actually. It would have been 12, but fate tips it over to like a million, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's higher than 13. It's
Yeah,
going to be 13 minutes.
16.
It hits.
2d8 plus 6. Where are my dice? I love this spell. A 6 and a 5 plus 2, 13 damage of, let's call it, I don't know, maybe, possibly, lightning damage.
what's happening?
You watch as the lightning arcs through the window. The creature, not quite, just the cover of the, because you got 16, right?
Yes.
It would have actually been 15 AC with the cover. So actually, that fate dice really made the difference.
Yeah.
The spell, you can see it, Xantheus, because you use Seeking Spell, you see the spell is going to hit the wall. It's going to impact against the wall. And you feel those runes almost on your arm glow. And you just managed to pull, almost yanking on the spell, causing the lightning to whip round at the last minute, striking the side of the creature. And as the lightning magic courses across its form, you watch as it turns to fine particles and is destroyed.
Oh! Did I get it? Is it dead? Gone?
It's gone.
Oh!
You, Ophelia, you see the spiritual form of Tyria seems to calm and fades out of existence as it is daylight right now, and normally she does not normally manifest, as peace settles on the enticing devil inn. And that is us out of combat.
Is it over? Did we... Ritual complete, right? Was that meant to happen?
I think we could charge admission for the most haunted place.
Yeah.
You, Xantheus, you're the closest. You see Malady as she was limping, like using her cane, limping to the window, ready to try and finish the thing off. Heavy, ragged. It is done.
Are you okay? Do you need any...
She just begins coughing, and blood just kind of pours out of her mouth, and she collapses on the ground. Benedicta just rushes immediately to her side, like, Sister, like, scoops her up and starts pouring some of that weird herbal broth into her mouth. And Malady's eyes are, like, fluttering, like almost like REM sleep, like they're like, oh.
Wow.
And then she eventually, like, blinks a few times. I'm all right.
Well, if you need a place to rest for a bit, I mean...
I will not let my sister stay a moment in this place, not with... And she, like, looks out the window, not with that abomination here. Benedict? It's like Melody's trying to speak to her, but it's too weak, and Benedicta just picks her up and leaves.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Let him go.
And begins making her way.
By the way, I've got crayon. Okay.
So close.
Oh,
Yeah.
almost found out.
Oh, well, assuming Melody didn't already know.
I actually knew.
Yeah, the two of them just, Benedict are in a mad sort of panic and hurry, scoops up Melody and just leaves, like in a mixture of fury and fear.
Rowan,
Unless
you okay
anybody
out
wants
there?
to stop them, but yeah.
Yes, I'm just looking at Ophelia. I'm okay.
The thing in here, I think it's gone. Looks like it is anyway. But I think I might have seen Ophelia. I don't know if this was my imagination or visage.
I'm gonna bring her in.
She's still there. Okay.
Everyone stand down.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone inside. Okay. Rowan's coming in. Might have Ophelia with him.
Well, why did he take her out of the... She was fine. We were...
I think she's fine. I think she is fine.
I'm fine.
This conversation can be heard through the open windows.
Yeah.
I'm fine. What's wrong? Why do I need to be escorted in?
So we can say like Rowan and
I'm just
you guys
gently
make your way
guiding
back
you.
in. Yeah. I mean, you know the way you're going. Like, you go back through the...
I know the tavern. I know where we're going.
This is a window. And there's
Yes,
a door.
I know, Rowan. I know. Thank you. Are you okay?
No. Not
So
okay.
with that, I think that the sort of ending shot of the episode is walking through the kitchen door with Rowan in front. You all see stood there Ophelia de la Rosa of the House of Blood. Alive? ? And that is where we're going to end the episode.
Daisy just screams.
Yeah.
She runs back upstairs.
Was it cut short screams meme or whatever?
Perfectly cut. Perfectly cut screams.
And that is where we're going to end today's episode.
Very good. Nice. Loved it. That was a good combat as well. I love the use of the fate as well for all the abilities. Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Still getting there. Still working things out. It's always a work in progress, but you play
No,
around
there
with
was
some stuff.
Great.
a lot of rolls that tipped it over as well.
We're having fun.
Yeah,
matters.
that's all that matters.
Yeah, boy.
But,
Fun.
also, it is the gang is once again reunited.
The boyos. Oh no.
Can't say the boyos,
Why not?
because they're not all boyos.
Oh, boyos.
How fucking
You
dare you?
refer to the entire group as boyos. I know you refer to just me and Rowan as
Yeah.
boyos.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
just refer to the boyos as boyos.
It dawns on him eventually.
Fine. Well, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that is going to be it for this week's episode, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back. Enjoy the next episode of everyone being back together and everyone's alive. And definitely haven't sold their souls.
Each
and-
episode.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
What could go wrong?
Nothing's
Huh?
gonna go wrong.
Huh?
Ba, 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 ba.